from Canada. Fantastic. We are about 21 on the call at the moment, and more persons are going to be joining us soon. So, I would like to meet each and every one of us because today's session is definitely going to be interactive, right? So let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Let's start on a very, very good note, on a very, very high note. Okay, we have Blessing from Nigeria. We have Adewale from Lagos as well. All right. Okay, so we have Charles from Surulere. We have Ada from Canada, and so on and so forth. Okay, so like I said earlier, we are going to be learning how to become a Power Platform developer with or without tech experience. That's a very key word there, right? And bringing this to us today is none other than the fantastic Efemina Pro, right? He's going to be giving us his knowledge on how we can actually do this. Okay, so Efemina.
All right. Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. I know it's late. I know it's late, and I'm not going to be taking too much of your time today. But essentially, we're going to be having a good time today, and you're going to be learning a lot in the next. I'll try and see if I can squeeze it into 2 hours. Okay, maximum ridiculously 2 hours. So on before 10 o'clock, we should be rounding off. Okay. So it seems like everybody's a bit dull today, somehow, kind of. So let me see. How's your day been? How's your week been so far? Has it been stressful? Mine has been has been filled with a lot of traveling. I've been moving up and down this week. So I'm actually happy to be sitting down and relaxing and working. You understand? So, but anyways, let me get to know about your own week. How's your week been so far? What have you been up to? Have you been working? Are you currently in the queue for fuel? Are you battling with lights? What's the situation at the moment? Where I can see some people from Canada, Nigeria. Majority of the people on the call are in Nigeria. So what's the situation? How's the week been so far for you? All right. This week has been stressful with learning. Okay, with learning from Analytics, I'm sure. Because if you're not with Analytics, I don't know where you should be. Uh, So who else? Who else? Who else? Put it in the chat. Let me know about your week. Let me see. Let me see. Who has a wonderful week? Who has a wonderful week also like myself? Who has had a wonderful week like myself? So the week has been a bit stressful. Nigeria issues affecting productivity. The week has been busy with work. Absolutely. I totally understand that. All right. Okay. I know it's been busy. People are stressed out. But anyways, I'm going to make it easy for you. Make it easy for you to see how you can make your life easier. Do you believe me? If you believe me, put it a one in the chat. I want to make your life easier using Power Platform. If you believe me, I want you to put a one in the chat. If you believe me, put a one in the chat. Let me see. Let me see people that believe me from the start. Okay. Oh, I have two people believing in me. That's fantastic. That's more than it. That's more than enough. I won't lie to you. I needed one person and I got two people. That's good. All right, that's good. Oh, one more person, Margaret Adaise. Oh, now I'm loved. I'm loved. We can call it a day. We can call it a day. I'm loved. All right, the week has walked a while. Okay, okay, fantastic. All right. So today we're going to be talking about how to start a career as a BI developer. Okay, so this career path is something a lot of people are sleeping on. And I'd like to talk about this career path a lot. So, do you understand? And funny thing is, even me personally, I started working majorly with Power Platform, last year, honestly, last year. And that was when I moved to the UK. And the kind of opportunities that there are in this, not just for guys in the UK, but literally guys across the world. And I'm going to be showing you during the call, opportunities across the world, even if you're in Nigeria, how you can access opportunities in the US, in Canada, working remotely for this particular career path. Do you understand? So that's what we'll be exploring today, alongside what does a BI developer or a Power Platform developer, what do they do? Do you understand? So that's what we'll be exploring today. I can see a couple of people in the house. Majority of you are not first. If do I have any person, I can't hear. Can you guys hear me well? Just to confirm, please. I can see my microphone. My microphone is moving up and down, so I'm sure you guys can hear me well. Okay, Lola can hear me well. Fola also. Okay, that's good. Okay, all right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're going to be exploring. Like I said, 2 hours is what I'm going to be. That's what I'm going to be budgeting for the call. Today's a Thursday. I'm very sure you guys have had a very stressful and long, very long day. So I'm not going to add to that. I'm going to make it interesting for you. All right. So all I want you to do is just sit down, relax, put your earpiece in and listen. All right. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to put your questions in the chat. I'm looking at the chat room. So if you have any question, just drop it in the chat and we'll take it up from there. Does that make sense? So anyways, I'm just going to run you through what we do at Analytics. All right. If this is your first time, I'm just going to briefly run you through what we do at Analytics. Okay. In the next 5 minutes. So Analytics is an educational technology firm. Okay. We specialize in helping, Nigerians, Africans in general, and people in the Black community transition into tech. All right. So our goal is to get more Africans, more Nigerians, more Black people, people in the Black community, get them more aware that they can learn a technical skill and get a job in tech. So we see a lot of people relocating, a lot of people looking for jobs, okay? But they never think towards tech because they feel like it's very technical. It's, it's for the smart people, it's for people that have computer science degree, it's people that have, very advanced degrees, masters, you need a master's and all those things, or you need a PhD for you to get a job in tech. That's what most people think. And that's why we are bringing that awareness to people to tell them that you don't need all that to get started. You absolutely don't even need it in your career. If you understand, from end to end, you don't need those things. All right. And that's why we're teaching you. That's why we come on to have this sort of masterclass to tell you what this career path looks like, what they do on a day-to-day basis, their responsibilities, and what it takes for you to get started. So we offer quite a number of courses, okay, masterclass and full end-to-end training program, structured training program that will take you on data analytics, business analysis, power platform, HR analytics, data engineering, and so on. All right. And we leverage experienced professionals like myself to put you through what you need to learn in order for you to get a job, not just to learn. The idea is not just for you to learn. The idea is for you to transition and get a job with the skills that you've gotten. All right. So that's what we do. All right. And, we've been doing this for the past 3 years and we've been doing fantastically well. All right. So our achievement in 2022, we helped over 300 people land their first job, okay, in tech. And when I say first job, it means these people had no prior experience. Now, we did more than 300 people. I'd like to reiterate this. We did more than 300 people, but these 300 people are people without any tech experience, without a computer science degree, there was a lady I usually talk about. She was a baker. She had never worked in the 4 walls of any professional institute or any professional organization. She had always been a baker, right from the 3rd level, 300 level in university. And she was able to get a job as a data scientist with one of the top health medical technology firms here in the UK. So these are the things I tell most people that, you don't need too much to get started. And that's why we are proud about this number. 300 people across key regions across the world, the UK, US, Canada, Europe, and Asia. So people in Malaysia, people in, other parts of the world. So these are the things that we're talking about, okay, that we did last year. And we said this year we need to do more. This is July. And when the numbers for this year comes out, you'll be amazed with what we're able to do again this year. All right. So some of our participants now work with Frasers, HSBC, Cognizant, Western Union, PwC, Dangote, Post Office, eBay, PNG, so on and so forth. All right. So these are some of the organizations that they work at. Okay. And you'll see some of them, your testimonials at the end of the program, just to show you what we're able to do. So these are our news features where we were featured in the news last year. Okay, you can see the Analytics help Africans across 4 continents land tech jobs. So this is something that we did and we were able to achieve last year. Okay, so these are the things that we did last year. These are also activities that we did this year. We also helped 300 women transition into tech, providing discount fees to commemorate the International Women's Day. So basically just to get more people aware and also get more people interested and also get people into the space of, the tech space essentially. So Hackathon also held, this year, all right, the first half of the year. And, we got some of the top industry leaders. Michelle Conway is currently the lead data scientist with Lloyds Bank here in the UK. Sadiq Akintola is also one of the AI and Google Analytics, professional currently works at Google Smart Analytics, I mean. Okay. Sebastian also worked at Cambridge, was one of the judges. Olamide is currently the head of data and insights with Wema Bank, Nigeria. So, these are the kind of people that we associate ourselves with, and we try to leverage these people's experience in driving people's careers, okay, in tech, and also, ensure that they have the best knowledge possible in order for them to get into the industry. So we leverage people with experience in order for you to get started. Okay. Chujo can't see anything, so I'm not sure why that is. My social, please, you can send a message to Chujo and try to rectify the issue. All right. So, anyways, without wasting too much time, okay, who is this person in front of you? All right. So, my name is Ifemena Ipro. I am the co-founder of Tenalytics. All right. Currently, I work as a data science consultant in the UK. So I do more of freelance and contract at the moment, working for companies in the UK and also in the US. Okay. Prior to that, I used to lead the business data support team with the post office in the UK. I've worked with medical technology firms like Flex, also logistics and supply chain, DPD, and a bunch of other freelance and freelance contracts and other positions in there. So these are just a few of them I've worked at. I started my career in management consulting, and I was able to transition from consulting to the tech space. And trust me, you don't have to be the smartest person to be able to navigate your way. That's why we're here, honestly speaking. That's really why we are here, to talk about how you can get started in any of the career paths. Today, we're going to be talking about Power Platform. And I'm going to tell you how easy. People just feel like everything is so difficult. And that's why we're here, to break it down into small chunks so that you can understand. All right. So anyways, that's myself. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram. We can talk. Anyways, I might not respond in time, all right, because I do have quite a number of engagement. But anyways, I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. But you can reach me on any of this, on any of these platforms right here. All right. So now, what are we going to be doing today? Like I said, I'm going to spend the next couple of minutes talking about how you can, what a Power Platform developer does, and how you personally, this evening, sitting on your chair, sitting on your table, sitting on your bed, lying down, wherever you are, how you can get started as a Power Platform developer. All right. First of all, let me show you something. Okay. So I like to show people something before we get started. Now, I'm based in the UK, and I'm just going to go on ray.co.uk, but I'll still check out other platforms. I'm going to show you other platforms. And this is, Power Platform. I'm just going to search Power Platform just to show you the immense opportunities that you have here. Okay. So this Power Platform developer, 50 to 60,000 pounds. Power Platform developer, 50 to 70,000 pounds. Power Platform developer, 65 to 75,000 pounds. Power Platform developer, 55 to 95,000 pounds. Power Platform developer, 50 to 100,000 pounds. And this is Power Platform developer. No coding, no mathematics, no statistics, nothing whatsoever. I'm going to show you exactly what the Power Platform developer does. I'm going to show you. I'm not going to hide anything from you. So you see, these opportunities are there. But who are the people getting these opportunities? It's not you, because you don't know Power Platform. All right. So who are these people that they are looking for, that know these skills, that have these skills? And guess what? There are still remote opportunities that we're going to be exploring. Remote, fully remote. You don't need to go to anywhere. You can work in Nigeria and be working for a firm in the US. All right. Those are the kind of opportunities that we like to put in front of you. All right. So how do you get started? It's a key question that you should be asking yourself. How can I start? Please, if you're MENA, how? Help me. Do you understand? But don't worry, I will help you. Okay. I'm here. I'm right here. And I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. All right. So we're going to be talking about building an end-to-end Power App application. Okay. And this has nothing to do with coding. So if you're not, if you are, you get anytime you see code, you get, you have PTSD. Do you understand? So if you don't like code, you're in the right place. So you're not going to be coding, you're not going to be using any form of code, no mathematics, no statistics, nothing. All right. And I will show you exactly what they do. All right. So now the next thing is I'm going to show you the pathway to becoming a Power Platform developer, like I said, and securing a job. Not you learning, not just you learning data, not just you learning Power Platform, but you using the skills that you've learned to get a job. That's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. Now, remote, I'm very sure a lot of people are looking for remote jobs at the moment because the kind of opportunity offers earning in foreign currency, working remotely, not having to enter the transportation. I think the only thing you still have to offer is the internet. But yeah, you can definitely get like really good internet if you're earning in dollars and all that. So remote full-time opportunity, tech relocation opportunities, these are things we're going to discuss as the program progresses because it's not just over time. I did not learn skill tech because I just wanted to learn it for the fun of it. I learned it because I wanted to become better. I wanted to earn better. I wanted to have the flexibility to work contract. Like I said, currently I do more contract and freelance. It's what I do at the moment. I don't have to go into any office. I have my meetings in the house and so on and so forth. All right. Not just in the house, anywhere really. All right. In a canteen, in the restaurants, on the road, anywhere I can have my meetings. Those are the kind of flexibilities that I was looking for and I was able to achieve. So you learning a skill, it's not enough. You understand? You need to see how you can apply it either to get a full-time remote opportunity or even relocate. All right. Those are the things that you want. It might not it's either of the two of them. So we're going to be exploring that during the session. Our special offer for you, I have a special offer for you and the growth internship program. I'm going to talk more about this at the end of the session. So if you wait to the end of the session, you're going to be getting three things. You're going to be getting more information about the special offer. You're going to get more information about the internship. You're going to get more information about the remote, how to get the remote full-time jobs. And last, okay, I said three. Okay, the fourth one, you will get access to the recording. Okay, full recording, end-to-end recording. So even if there's something you didn't get when I was trying to explain, you would also get access to the recording for you to rewatch and ask questions and so on. All right, so wait to the end of the session. You get to hear about the remote opportunity, the special offer, the internship, and you will get access to the recording. All right. So without further ado, without wasting too much time, okay, we're going to go straight into the masterclass, into, what does a Power Platform developer do? What do they do? That's the key question that's puzzling most people. All right. So now let's get started. If you are ready, okay, if you're ready for us to get started, I want you to put a yes in the chat. Are you ready? Do you want to know what a Power Platform developer does? All right. Yes, yes. 2 yeses. Interesting. People are sleeping already. People are sleeping on me. All right, that's good. All right, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, that's good. Yes, yes, yes. All right, that's good. All right, let's get started. All right. So now Power Platform developer has existed for a very long time. Okay. But people don't know about it. Okay. People don't know about it. But one key thing people don't know is people want to learn Power BI. I'm pretty sure majority might ask the question, do you know Power BI? A lot of us, okay? Yeah, no problem. Ada is even in Canada, yes. So we can get all right, no problem. We did here for you. All right. So do you know about Power BI? So that's a question I usually ask most people whenever I'm talking about Power Platform. Most people know Power BI. Majority of the people know Power BI for business analytics, for visualization, for reporting. People know Power BI. But people don't know that, Power BI is a part of Power Platform. So people are always hell-bent on learning one technology instead of all 5 technologies. So Power Platform consists of 5 technologies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 5. 5 huge technologies. So you have Power Platform, you have Power BI, you have Power Apps. Now, Power Apps is used for what? Power Apps is used for application development. And that's what we're going to be using today. All right, we're going to be practicing with Power Apps. I'm going to show you how to work with Power Apps. All right. We have Power Automate, process automation. All right. So all the things that you do in the office that are stressing you out, those things that you did in the office today that stress you out today, you can automate them. Sending emails, receiving emails, getting things, copying, moving files, all those things that you do in the office day to day, you can automate those business processes. All right. Very easy and sweet. All right. Power Virtual Agent, we have intelligent virtual agent chatbots. So do you know you can actually build an AI-enabled chatbot just at the comfort of, without coding, without any form of technical background, nothing. All right. You can actually build a chatbot. So you see all those communications, you go on the person's website and the person is chatting with you and you feel like it's a customer service rep that is chatting with you. It's actually a chatbot that is having a conversation with you. So you would learn how to do that using the Power Virtual Agent. And last but not the least, web development. So you can also use Power Pages for web development. So most people want to only learn Power BI because it is analytics. All right, fine and good. It's good for data analytics, no doubt about that. But you're learning it in absence of other 4 technologies: Power App, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agent, and Power Pages. So we're going to be leveraging, today we're going to be focusing more on Power Apps, okay? And I'm going to show you, I'm not going to be hiding anything from you. I'm going to show you the opportunities if you learn each and every single technology. Now, there are opportunities for Power Platform, Power BI developer. If you learn Power BI alone, in which we're going to teach you in this program, all right? You see, just for Power BI, I'm going to go to my browser and I'm going to check Power BI developer. So we have Power Platform developer. We also have what we call a Power Platform Power BI developer. Okay. And you see this also, you see Power BI developer, 75K, 50 to 60, 75. That's Power BI alone. All right. What about Power App? Okay. Just Power App alone. All right. Power App developer, 35 to 40. Power App developer, Power Platform developer, 50 to 70. Senior Power Platform developer, Azure developer. And you see all these opportunities are there for each of the technologies that you learn. All right. So we're going to be focusing more on Power Apps today. Okay, and it's essentially for application development. So you see, you use applications on a day-to-day basis. Okay, you're currently on Zoom at the moment. It's an application. You're currently using WhatsApp. You're currently using different applications, Google, Gmail, and all that. But all these applications require coding. All right, it requires a developer to build a solution. All right, it requires a developer to write C# or C# or Java in order for them to build JavaScript and all that to build this kind of application. But if I tell you can also build those kind of applications without coding. So you see, Power Apps is a Microsoft platform that allows users build custom business applications without extensive coding knowledge. All right. So you can actually build an application, the applications that you use on a day-to-day basis. You can actually build those applications for businesses without any coding knowledge, without zero coding knowledge. That's something you don't understand. And that's why we tell most people you can actually learn. All you need to do is just settle down, learn, and you'll be able to leverage these things. All right. So it enables users to create mobile and web applications quickly, okay, connecting them to various data sources and services. So basically, if you want to build web and mobile applications, you can leverage Power Apps to do this. And that's exactly what we're going to be looking at today. I'm going to show you how you can build an application without coding, a business application. And I'm going to be using my own personal experience to share this knowledge, to share this experience. I'm going to be using my own personal experience. So now I do more freelancing. I've always been doing freelancing, but that's what I'm going into. That's what I'm doing full time at the moment. All right. So, let's get started with Power Platform. In order for you to download and install and, have access to Power Platform, I've created, the team we've created a link for you. So all you need to do is once you get the slides, click on this link and it's going to take you to where you can create your own Microsoft Power Platform, your own Microsoft Power Platform or your Microsoft developer account, how you can create your own Microsoft developer account. So you become a developer essentially. All right. But it's just that you will be coding. That's the only thing. All right. So click on the link. All right. It's going to take you to a YouTube page where you would see a walkthrough of how you can create your own Microsoft developer account. Now, bear in mind that once you finish this training, once you finish the class today and you get the recording, you can always replicate what you did, what we did in class. You can always replicate it. All I would say is create your developer account and replicate whatever we do in class today. I'm not going to take too much of your time. So just give me maximum 1 hour, 30 minutes of your time, and you'll see exactly, you will learn a lot in class today. So like I said, I'm going to be using my own personal work experience to explain what a Power Platform developer does, okay? So this is with a company based in Canada. I can see some people are in Canada at the moment. So this is actually one of the roles I did for a company based in Canada. It's called Real Deal Auto, okay? I've changed their name, obviously. All right. So the name of the business is Real Deal Auto. And what do? They specialize, they focus on prominent, they are probably this case study focuses on a prominent company in the luxury car industry in Canada. So essentially what they do is they sell luxurious cars, okay? You know, the likes of the latest Benz, the latest Lamborghini, you know, all the fancy cars that you have out there driving on the road, you know, they focus on that. That's what they sell. All right. But now there's a particular issue they were facing. Okay, there was a particular issue they were facing. So the issue that happened, what really led to this project was they wanted to find out who went on the test drive. You know, they wanted to see a trend on what car people usually come to buy after the test drive. All right. So they wanted to see the success of test driving. So if a customer comes into the business, all right, and requests for a test drive, what is the likelihood of the person purchasing the car? Do you understand? So now, Real Deal Auto is currently facing a challenge with its manual processing of test drives. So currently, that process is manual, and I'm going to show you how the process how that process actually works. If take for example, you are a customer, you go to Real Deal Autos, all right, and you request for a test drive, the process of them booking that test drive for you, the customer, was very manual. Was manual. There's nothing like very. It was manual in the sense that the salesperson would need to print out a requisition form, okay, fill it manually, drop it on the desk of the head of sales. The head of sales will approve, and then that same form will go to the head of vehicle maintenance. Then that person has to approve before you can go in the test drive. But because it was paper based, it was very difficult to know who went out for a test drive last week. All right. There was no way to track to say that, oh, Shegun, you went on the car. You went with this car last week. Lawal, you went for this car, you know, last week. Kingsley, you were in charge of this particular, you know, of this car last week. So there was the issue of, you know, not knowing what happened with the test drive. Also, in terms of analytics for the business to make sensible decision to say that is it is it important for people to go for test drive? Is it that what's the probability of you going for a test drive and eventually buying the car? So in terms of analytics, they could not do anything analytical, all right, because it was paper based, all right, and it was difficult for them to even track in the first place. Talk more of doing analytics on top of paper. Do you understand? So that was the main problem they were facing. Okay, and that's where I came in as a Power Platform developer and a business analyst. So you'll be doing a bit of business analysis inside this program, and that's what I'm going to be showing you. So I took 6 steps. I understood the business problem. Even though I understood it, I still went through this six steps. I broke it down into 6 steps for you to understand easily. All right. So I took 6 steps. All right, in order for us to solve this problem, in order for me to provide a solution to the problem. Now, these 6 steps are very simple. The first thing is observations and requirement gathering. Now, you're going to be doing a little bit of business analysis because you can't provide a solution if you don't know you don't know about the problem. So if you don't know the business problem, how do you prefer the solution? Do you understand? So as a Power Platform developer, okay, you are building a solution. You are building a solution to solve the problem, all right, to eradicate the problem. So the first thing you need to do is observation and requirement gathering. So, like I told you already, I'm gonna show you again. I'm gonna show you a detailed process. Business analysis focus on how you can actually gather requirements and so on and so forth. So that was the first thing I did. All right, to understand the business problem. After that, I drew process map. My process map is a diagrammatic, it's a pictorial way of showing you the process, how the process starts and how the process ends. All right, so that's a process map, and I'm going to show you how that works also. So I drew out the process map. Also, I did gap analysis. Now, gap analysis is looking at two situations. Okay, so the current situation was a manual-based system of requesting for a test drive. So if you go to this company and you want to get a test drive, there's a salesperson that will have to write on a piece of paper to request for it. So that was the current state. Now, the future state was a solution that I would recommend. Do you understand? So there was a gap. What was the gap? The gap is we don't want to do manual work anymore. Okay, we want it to be automated. We want to be able to do analytics on it. We want to be able to track and so on and so forth. So that was the gap between what? Between the current state, which was manual, and the future state. So we'll do a bit of gap analysis. But like I said, just give me 1 hour, you understand everything I'm talking about. Now, also user flow. We're going to do a little bit of user flow, okay, in the sense that when you build an application, there's a way a user will flow within the organization, within the application, the application we're going to build. So when the user comes on the website, like say you go on Facebook, for example, or on Instagram or Threads, okay, there is a way you flow. So you have to log in first. From the login page, if your password is correct, it takes you directly to the home page. Okay, if your password is wrong, it takes you to forget password. We ask you to retry a certain number of times. All right. If you're new to the platform, it's another entire user journey you take on. So if you're a new customer or a new user, what do? You need to register first. You can't log in if you're a new user. You need to register. So you see all those things that we're talking about are what we call a user flow. So as a Power Platform developer, you are building a solution, all right? And that solution is basically an application that will guide people on how to book a test drive, okay? Automating the process. So we're going to talk about user flow, okay? And designing the application, we're going to do that. And don't forget, no coding. You're not going to be coding. You're not going to be writing a piece of code, all right? And the last but not the least is deploying it. So once you finish, you go through all this, and you design your application, the next thing for you to do is to deploy the application you built in order for them to, start to leverage that technology within the application, within the organization, and using it to solve all the problems that existed prior to the launch of the application. So these are the 6 steps I took. And trust me, all right, this is something you can learn. All right, so we're going to be starting with observation. And, even if you're just joining, I'm going to walk you through the process. You will still understand it. So let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the first step. The first step was observation and requirement gathering. Like I said, you can't prefer a solution to a problem you don't understand. You can't prefer a solution to a problem you don't understand. Now, let me walk you through the problem, okay? So Real Deal Auto sales team is responsible for managing test drive. So the sales teams are the ones that are looking to, advertising to people, talking to people, telling them about the opportunities of buying a car, why they should buy this particular car against buying the other car, so on and so forth. So they're the ones in charge of selling cars. But now, when the customer has seen these cars, okay, because it's luxury, majority of people that want to buy luxury cars, want to see the car, want to test drive the car before they purchase the car. All right, that's something that is, synonymous in any industry you find yourself. All right, so this is something that we knew, okay, and that's why they offer the services of what test driving. But now the major problem was booking a test drive. That's the problem. Booking a test drive. Now, customer request for a test drive. So this is the flow. This is the current state. This is the current state. This is how people request for a test drive within the organization. So the customer requests for a test drive, that's the first thing. The customer has a request before you tender your requisition form. So that's the first thing.
Playing from Equinus S22 Ultra.
So sorry about that. I'm just going to turn this off real quick. Sorry. All right. So once the customer requests for a test drive, the salesperson will go ahead to print the vehicle requisition form and put in the details of the test drive. All right. So once the person prints out and types it, okay, the salesperson will physically submit that paper, that vehicle requisition form, to the head of the department. Okay, we'll take the paper they printed, the vehicle requisition form, put it on the desk of the head of the department. The head of the department will need to approve or reject. Okay, so once the head of the department approves the vehicle requisition form, then that same form is taken to the head of vehicle maintenance. Okay, now the vehicle maintenance guys are the ones in charge of the cars, cleaning the car, ensuring the cars are ready for test drive, so on and so forth. All right. So once it leaves the head of the department, it goes to the head of vehicle maintenance, and thereafter you can actually go for your test drive. So once it's approved, then you can go for your test drive. So this is the manual process. And imagine you printing paper, you waiting for your head of department to approve. Even sometimes there are times that you would request for a car for a test drive, and the paper is misplaced. Do you understand? So you have to go back to request for another one. So there are so many hiccups. There are so many issues with this current process. All right. So this is what you do as a Power Platform developer. So now let's talk about the process flow map. Now the process flow map is talking about how you can convert that process of request, the manual process, how you can convert it into a process flow. All right. So first thing first, you need to identify the key actors. Okay, so in this particular process, you need to identify the key actors within the business. All right, so for this process, customer is one of the actors. So the customer has to request, first of all, in order for you to trigger all the activities that happens afterwards. The customer has to request. If the customer does not request for a test drive, there's no need to print a vehicle requisition form. You understand? All right, so one of the major actors is the customer, essentially. Now, the next thing is the salesperson is another actor. So the salesperson is the person that is, liaising, that is speaking with the customer to, oh, come and buy a car with us. Okay, this is why you should buy a Benz instead of buying a Beamer. Oh, you live in a terrain. Oh, you should buy a G-Wagon instead of, and all those things. The salesperson is another actor. Okay, the head of sales is the one that will first of all approve. Okay, thereafter the head of vehicle maintenance. Okay, so these are the major actors in this particular current process, So these are the main actors in this particular manual process. Now, these are the key things that you need to know. So the three icons you should know. Start is blue, red is end. Blue is let me start again. Blue is the start of the process. Okay. Red is the end of the process. The gray box is called an activity. And when we go into it, you understand. Then you'll see the box here is the decision box. Okay. So let's start. So like I said, the starting process is the customer requesting for a test drive. That is what triggers the entire process. Okay, that's what triggers the entire process. Okay, so once the customer requests for a test drive, what happens? The salesperson, okay, you can see how this has moved from the customer. Bear in mind that this is what we call a swim lane. Okay, so you see each actor has his own box, which we call a swim lane. So if you've ever gone swimming before, or you've ever seen Olympics where people swim, where it's a competition, you see every swimmer, okay, every swimmer has his own lane. Okay, so it's the same thing with this, okay, Lean Six Sigma, okay, something we use for business analysis and process mapping and all that. So each actor has his own lane. So another actor cannot come and jump into my lane. everything that is in my own lane is for that particular actor. So for the cost for this particular lane is the customer lane. So this part here is customer lane. This right here is the salesperson lane. This over here is the head of sales lane. Right here is the head of vehicle maintenance. That's the lane for head of vehicle maintenance. So you see, when the customer requests for a test drive, it moves from the customer lane to the salesperson lane. So nothing, the customer is not supposed to do anything once they request for a test drive. Okay, what's going to happen is going to move directly to the salesperson to say that, oh, print and manually fill out a vehicle requisition form. So that is what is required when a customer requests for a test drive. Thereafter, the salesperson will submit the form to the head of sales. Now, once it gets to the head of sales, you see it has moved from salesperson, because that's not the end of the process anyways, but it has left the salesperson, all right, into the head of sales. So once the person submits to the head of sales, what happens? The head of sales would review the submitted form from the salesperson. All right. Now, the head of sales, and you see this is a decision box, like I rightly said. Okay, this is a decision box. So the head of sales can approve or reject that particular requisition. The head of sales can approve or reject that particular process or the requisition form. Now, if the person rejects, okay, that's if the head of sales rejects, what happens? So if the head of sales rejects that requisition to say, don't take this person on the test drive, all right, what would it will move away from the head of sales because the person has rejected already. That's the action, that's the decision from the head of sales. It's going to move away from the head of sales back to the salesperson. Now, the onus is on the salesperson to inform the customer and cancel the booking. Okay. So once it moves from there, inform the customer. So once you inform the customer will receive the test drive confirmation, telling you that the test drive has been cancelled and stating the reasons why the test drive was cancelled. And thereafter, that will be the end of that particular transaction, that particular process. So let's start again. Breaking. So once the customer requests for a test drive, the salesperson will manually print out the vehicle requisition form, submit to the head of sales. The head of sales would review, and if the head of sales rejects that particular process, it will go back to the salesperson to inform the customer and cancel the booking, then send the person a message. The customer will receive the test drive confirmation, and that's the end. So basically, this person is not going for a test drive. Okay. But now, if the head of sales approves the test drive, what happens? If the head of sales approves, okay, it goes directly to the head of vehicle maintenance. All right. So once the head of vehicle maintenance approves it, what would happen? Okay. So now the head of vehicle maintenance can also approve or reject. If the head of vehicle maintenance rejects, okay, it will go back to the salesperson to inform the customer about the status of the booking. Then the person has to send it to the customer. The customer will receive the test drive confirmation, and that's the end of the process. That's if the head of vehicle maintenance rejects that particular vehicle requisition form. But if the person accepts or approves, okay, if the person approves, okay, sorry. If the person rejects, it's the same process. The person will send the status to the person, and that's the end of the process. So either if the head of vehicle maintenance approves or rejects, it goes directly to the salesperson to send a message to the customer that, oh, your test drive has been approved or your test drive has been declined, and all things being equal, that will be the end of the process. So this is what we call process map. This is what has been designed. This is what was designed for current state of the business. Do you guys understand this? If you understand, please put the 1 in the chat. Let me see if people are, if you understand what we just did, put a 1 in the chat. Let's get to see. Let me see. And if you have any question, you could drop them at any point in time, please. All right. All right, fantastic. I can see quite a number of people following. All right, so I'll just reiterate this one more time so you understand it. So these are four actors. There are four actors. We have the actor one is the customer. All right, actor two is the salesperson. Actor three is the head of sales. Actor four is the head of vehicle requisition. So the process map, we're talking about the process flow map. And the process flow is going to start from the customer for this particular process. The process, if the customer does not request, like I said, it's impossible for them to request for a vehicle if the customer does not request. So the starting is for the customer. This is where it starts from. Request for a test drive. Okay, how do you create a process map? I will cover that. So you start request for a test drive. It moves directly to the salesperson to print and manually fill the requisition form. Once the person fills that, the salesperson will submit to the head of sales. The head of sales will review the submitted form and approve or reject. If the head of sales rejects this particular requisition form, it will go back to the salesperson to inform the customer. Now, after informing the customer will receive the test drive confirmation, okay, and that's the end of the process, okay? If the head of sales approves the vehicle requisition form, okay, it will move directly to the head of vehicle maintenance to review the vehicle requisition form again. So we have two reviewers, all right? So after reviewing this, the person would approve or reject. So the head of vehicle maintenance will either approve or reject. So if the person approves or rejects, regardless, okay, the salesperson will need to inform, okay, that your test drive has been approved or rejected, thereabout, leading to the end of the process flow. So the best way of you creating your process flow map, we have tools available across the world. The most popular ones are Draw.io. So you could check out Draw.io. Draw.io. I'm going to open, let me just create a new one, a blank one. So it's free of charge. You can create this by yourself, okay? So you can create Draw, you can just go to Draw.io. So just go to your browser, type in Draw.io, and you press enter. You see create a new diagram, blank diagram, create. And I'm going to give it a name. Let me use test drive, okay, process flow. All right. So this is where you can see all the boxes and all the icons that we used. Okay, and see everything. So in order for me, let's start with the lanes. Okay. Sorry, give me a second. Flow maps, flow charts. So you can see all the boxes and all the things that we're going to be using for all the boxes and all the diagrams that we used. So to create a flow map is very easy. So first of all, like we said, we had four actors: customer, salesperson, head of sales, and head of vehicle requisition. So we have 4 lanes currently. So these 4 lanes, you would have to create 4 lanes also. Okay. Copy and paste, moving down, copy and paste, and moving down. You see all the 4 actors. Copy and paste, copy, paste. Okay, so we have 4 actors. So the first actor is the customer. Okay, that's the customer. Second actor is a salesperson. Okay, salesperson. Okay. The third actor is the head of sales and HOD sales. Okay. HOD sales. Okay. Oh, sorry. HOD sales. All right. And this over here, we have HOD vacuum maintainers, HOD vacuum maintainers. Okay. So you see these are the 4 lanes. Okay. So we have the start button over here. So it's starting from the customer. So exactly this is how you can design a process map. Okay, so you started from here. Okay, you can put start in there. Okay, so you can start from here and you could draw the rest just the same way we have it over here. So you start from here, you see you have the lines in front of it. So you can see you could either take an activity, which is what we have here, request for a test drive. Okay, request for a test drive. Okay, you see this? After you request for a test drive, what happens? Another activity, correct? You move it down here. So the next activity is what? The next activity is print and manually fill out a vehicle requisition form. So you see, that's how you just draw out your process map, okay? That's how you draw out your process map. So essentially, these are the things you will do as a Power Platform developer, okay? Just to map out the current state of the business and how things flow within the business, essentially, all right? So, sorry, I'll move this away. Okay. So anyways, this is how you can create a process flow map using draw.io. You can try your hands on it. It's a free tool for you to try your hands on it and you can make it work. Okay. So this is draw.io you could use to create your process flow map. Just understand that you have your start, you have your end, you have the activity, and you have your decision box. So these are the things you need to know. Now let's do a little bit of gap analysis. So we have the current state. The current state of the business, and current state of the business is it is a manual task for you to request for a test drive. It's a manual task. You have to print out manual the vehicle requisition form, and you have to commit to 2 people in order for you to book your test drive. It is cumbersome. It is, it's cumbersome. It is difficult to work with. It is difficult to track. You cannot do analytics on it. You can't even know who took out the car last week. Talk more of doing analytics on it. All right. So that's the current state. That's the current state we're talking about. That's the current state. And let me just ask you this question. Do you have any form of manual process like this within your organization? Let me see. Do you have any form of manual process like this in your organization, in your current organization? Do you have any process like this? So many. All right, fantastic. Don't worry, after today's class, you'll be able to design solutions for your businesses. So is there any other person? Nobody, no, apart from Senna, no other person has manual processes like this in the office. All right. But anyways, it could be manual, it could be automated. There's a lot of paperwork, definitely. Okay. All right. So that's the current state, manual processing of a test drive. Okay. So moving on from there, we have the current state, which is the manual process. The future state is a process that doesn't require any form of manual. That doesn't require manual, you printing out, you dropping on somebody's desk, and so on and so forth. The future state is fully automated solution, a fully automated solution. So you see, as a Power Platform developer, you are providing a solution. So you're looking at the current state of the business and you're seeing how you can use Power Platform to provide a solution to the business. So that's what you're doing. Okay, that's what you're a solution provider essentially. So you've identified the gap. The gap is for you to view a fully automated system, all right, that would take care of that manual process. Okay. So the action plan is now for you to start to break it down into bits and pieces. Is what do you need to do, what steps you need to take, who do you need to talk to, what applications do you need to build, so on and so forth. All right. So the gap analysis compares actual performance, which is the current state, okay, against the desired state, which is the future state. So you're looking at your current state and you're looking at your future states. The future state is a fully automated process. So what's the gap at the moment within the business and how can you provide a solution to business? All right. So, the current state, let's look at the current state for this particular process. It is a manual processing of test drive. That's the first state. It is manual. That's the current state. Typing, printing, and submitting physical vehicle requisition forms. All right. Hard to track, hard to do analytics on. It's very difficult to work around essentially. Lack of automation and digital tools. time consuming and error prone. Okay, a lot of errors can be prone. You don't even know who requested. You can request for 3 cars at the same times and so on. If there are so many limitations, you don't. There are no limitation because it's manual. Anything can happen. It is error prone. Now, limited visibility and tracking of test drive. There was a particular situation. Now, looking back at that, there was a particular situation where somebody forgot their iPhone in the car. Somebody forgot their phone, but it was difficult for them to know who took out that car out last, or which customer was in the car or requested for the car, because paper were everywhere. Okay, it was difficult to track who went with that car and which customer had the phone. But eventually, because of the phone, person called back and we have to retrieve the phone anyways. But all those kind of issues, started propping up. Who went out with this car last? Who was it? And this is a Canadian company, do you understand, providing luxury cars within Canada. All right. This is not a Nigerian company, this is a Canadian company. All right. So they add limited visibility and tracking of test cars, reliance on physical paperwork with environmental application. Obviously, with sustainability, most organizations across the world are looking to, become green and all that. So they want to reduce the paperwork and all that. So, this is something also that they were looking to achieve, reduce printing papers, submitting papers. They wanted a fully automated process. Okay. So the gap essentially is process automation. Okay, the current state heavily relies on manual tasks, resulting in inefficiency and delays. So this is the current gap. So we're looking at gap analysis. The future state now is, what would you recommend? Do we build or buy an application? So if you go online and you search for what do you call it? If you go online and you search for car tracking software, you would likely see it's very possible, right? It's a plenty, because obviously you're not the first person that has a car company. So other people that have car companies would have built solution to handle this problem, to solve this problem. But now the key thing you need to ask yourself as a Power Platform developer, or even as a business analyst, is cost efficiency. All right, cost efficiency. All right. There's one of my former boss that would say there's a difference between effectiveness and efficiency. So now, as a business analyst or as a Power Platform developer, because you're providing a solution, you're looking at cost efficiency to say that, should we build this application or do we buy the application? Now, building an application is going to be very expensive, very expensive. Okay, that's if you have to get a power plant, if you have to get a if you have to get a software developer to build the application for you, it's going to be expensive. If you buy, it's also going to be expensive, because you have your monthly subscription, you have yearly subscription. If something is wrong with the application, you don't have the power to make changes. Do you understand? You have less flexibility, because the third-party company that is providing that solution, if they provide an update, like GT Bank now, that had issues with the app, there was nothing you can do. You have to wait for them to resolve the issue in order for you to leverage the application. So you see, putting your trust, putting your business in the hands of a third-party application can be also very tricky. If you build, it's very expensive. Getting a software developer to build, getting a software developer, getting a backend developer, front-end, backend, this is can be very expensive. All right. So that's the dilemma you find yourself. You know the current state of the business. There's a manual process. You know the gap. Okay. You want to build, process automation, a solution that would undo process automation. Now, the key question is, that's where you come in as a Power Platform developer, because Power Platform is not expensive. It's so cheap. You see exactly how to. You will create your own developer account and you see the monthly subscription, even for the paid platform. It's inexpensive for an actual business. It's about 10 pounds if you're in the UK. If you're in Canada, it's about 50 Canadian dollars or thereabouts. Okay. So, building an actual application using Power Apps was what I recommended. Okay. So using Power App, and I'm going to show you how you can build an app without coding. So this app, you're going to build an application currently, and you won't write a piece of code. And you see how exciting that is. So we're going to be building an application essentially the key benefit of using Power App, okay, is the low code development, meaning that you're writing minimal code. You're not doing any form of high-end coding. Rapid application development, rapid in the sense that I can develop something real quick in the next, you see how quick it is for me to develop an application, okay? Rapid application development, rapid integration and development and deployment, in the sense that if you have other third-party applications within the business, SAP, SQL Server, and any other third-party application within the business, you can easily integrate Power Apps to this application to third-party applications. And most as one very businesses are looking for is how much is it going to cost us? Now, our platform is cost effective and also efficient in the sense that they're not going to be spending so much money developing this particular application. And last but not the least thing is integration. I rightly talked about integration. You can integrate it with other applications within the business. So you're using other kinds of business like Google Analytics and what else is there? Salesforce and so on and so forth. You can integrate it with all these third-party applications. So Power App is, that solution was what I recommended. And when I recommended this application, when I recommended Power Apps, for this business solution, they didn't want to take it. They wanted to get a software developer. So what I did was I told them to just give me about a couple of days. I think back it was about 3 days. I told them to let me work on the solution and provide them with a solution. So essentially, I provided them with a solution and we went ahead with it because it was fantastic. And I'm going to show you, it's going to be, you'll see for yourself. Anyways, all right. So the user flow basically is that when I designed the application, how the user is going to flow within the application. So this application I built was a vacuum requisition form, a vacuum requisition application where a salesperson would need to log in first of all. Okay, so you will need to log in. That's the first thing you need to do. So now, if you are a new salesperson, you will need to register. If you're an existing person, you will need to log in. That's one thing you need to understand. A new user will need to register first of all. An existing user will just put in their username and password and log in. So you see this right here, we have what we call, this is another decision box, okay? Already has an account. If you don't have an account, you will need to sign up. You will need to put in your first name, your last name, your email, and all those requirements that we need from salespeople. So after you put in the sign up, after you put in the your email, your phone numbers, and all those things, you put in the key details into the platform. All right. We have obviously when you're working with applications, if you put in, your password must have a special character, must have a number, all those things. So if the password is not correct, or the username is not correct, or the username has been taken or something, all right, if any of those things are not correct, the username or password, it will ask you to retype username and password. Okay, so you can see this is where we start from. We start from here, login page number 2. So do you already have an account? No, it takes you to the sign up page. So for the sign up page, you need to put in your sign up details, your name, first name, last name, email, phone number, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So once you finish that, it's going to confirm, is your username and password correct? Meaning that you adhere to the requirement, asterisk, number, capital letter, and all those things, minimum length. Okay, all those things. Did you adhere to it? If you did not, it will ask you to retype your password. It will start again from the beginning and ask you to put in your password and all that. If you put it correctly, okay, if all the information, your username and password is correct, okay, login successful. It will take you to that login successful page. Now, this is for someone that does not have an account, a new user. But an old user will do what? Will put in the key login details. Okay, we'll just put your username and password and you will log in. If the username and password is correct, or if it is not correct, first of all, it will take you back. So it will tell you forget password or all those things. Okay, basically, this is the user flow. And if the person logs in correctly, if the person's username and password is correct, the person takes you to the login page. So basically, this is how a user, when a user is using your application, the application that you're going to build, this is how you are going to flow. This is how this is how the user is going to flow within the application. So it's going to start, move to the login page. You already have an account, no or yes. If no, you have to sign up. If yes, you put your login details, and basically you're getting to the login page, login successful page. Now, once you log in successfully, then you can start to, book the ride. You can start to see the cars that are available. You can see, so you can do anything you want to do, essentially. All right, but basically, this is the start because it's just a 1 hour class. We can't do too much. Okay, so this is basically what we are going to get started with. All right, so let me just take a few questions. Does an HR organization of 1,000 with staff working with different clients have a client unique email address as its user? You should have unique email address. Any organization you're working in, everybody should have unique. There's no way you should be having two people having the same email address within the same organization. So I'm not sure if I get you correctly. Okay. So the other question, there are no questions yet. Well, anyways, you can drop questions. I'll be taking the questions anytime I have time to take questions. But anyways, without wasting too much time, okay, let's get started. Let's build an application without coding. Okay, let's build an application without coding, without writing a piece of code. Now, let's start. I'm going to go to Power Apps. Okay, I'm just going to go directly to Power Apps. Now, this is the interface for Power Apps. And like I said, Power Apps is used for creating application without coding, without writing a piece of code. And we're going to be doing that real quick. Okay. So now let's create. You see create here, and you'll see blank Canva. Okay, blank Canva. So once you click on the link, once you create your developer account, you would have access to Power App. It's free of charge. You don't need to pay for anything. Once you create a developer account, you would have access to Power App. Now, I'm going to click on create. Okay, create, and you see blank app. All right. I'm going to click on blank app, and you see blank Canva app. That's what I'm going to be using. Create. So now I'm going to call this real deal vehicle requisition app. Requisition application. Okay, real deal vehicle requisition app. Power Apps is you can get it for free, and that's what we're going to be doing. It's free of charge. You don't need to pay for anything. All right. So real deal vehicle requisition form. Click on create. Okay. And now it's getting ready. So this is, you see, welcome to Power App Studio. All right. And you don't need to do this every time. I'm going to skip it. Okay. Now, this is the interface for Power App. And I'm going to be creating a login page. First of all, a sign up page. So if we look at where we're coming from, okay, if we look at where we started from. So you see, the first thing here you have is the login page. You have a login page. So the login page could contain to confirm if you are a new user or an existing user. Okay, so the login page. So let's say, for example, this is a salesperson. Okay, this is a salesperson. So the salesperson coming to the login page. Okay, if it's a new customer, if it's a new salesperson, the person should sign up. If it's an existing salesperson, so somebody that has used the application before, the person will just go ahead to log in. Okay, so essentially that's what we're going to be building. So you see screen one. You see screen one over here. All right. So screen one basically is the first screen. So if you go to an application like let me say LinkedIn, okay, LinkedIn, and I click on LinkedIn too. You see, this is my sign up page. So you see, I have sign in. If I'm an existing user, I would sign in. If I am a new user, like I've never used LinkedIn before, all right, I will join now. You see join now at the bottom. You see here, new to LinkedIn, join now. So we have two separate pathways, and that's exactly what I was trying to explain to you. You have two separate pathways. Already have an account? No, go to the sign up page. If you do have an account, log in directly. So that's exactly what we're trying to do. So what I will do here is I will create two screens. Okay. So I have screen one. I'll first of all rename this. I'll rename this to login screen. Login screen. Okay. That's screen one. Okay. I would also duplicate this screen and I'll call it I'll rename this to be what? Sign up screen. See, no coding. This is two screens I just created without writing anything of code. But anyways, we just get it started anyways. All right. So login screen, first of all, like the way we have LinkedIn, okay? This is our login page. This is our login page. So you can put in your email and you can put it, you can put in your email and you can put in your password and click on sign in. So let's start with that first of all. But we'll design it and you can come up with different inspiration. So you can go online and searching for login page ideas, okay? And you can come up with different, you see, there's so many images, login page ideas. See this one over here. So you can design something like this. You can design so many login pages. You can design something like this. You can design something like this. So there are quite a number of ideas you can get online. So you don't even need to be the most creative person. You can actually just go online, look for something that is nice and leverage it. Okay. So I'm going to be doing a freestyle in my head anyways. Well, you can literally get ideas from the internet. Okay, so this is we're trying to create a login page. Okay, we're trying to create a login page. Okay, so because we're dealing with cars, I'm going to look for, let me say, a Mercedes-Benz. I'm going to go to images. I'm going to look for a very nice image to work with. Let me go with. Let me see this. Okay, no, let me take something nice. I'm just gonna look for Mercedes-Benz. Let me see this. Okay, so I'll save this. I'll save the image, quickly save it because of time. I'm going to go to Power Platform, best Power Platform, Power Platform. I'm going to save it in Power Platform Developer in my folder, in my own personal folder. Okay, so I'm going to go to Power Apps. Okay, and I'll click on insert and I'll create, you see, under media, okay, you'll see image. So click on image. Okay, so you see, these are the things that you will learn. Okay, easy to work with. So I'm going to put the image here. So I'm taking cue from something like this. So you see, this one is on the right, the image is on the left, while the login page is on the right. So I'm taking a cue from something like this. Okay, I'm taking an idea from something like this. Quick one. So the image is going to be here. Okay, so I'm going to click on the image, and over here on the right, you'll see image. Currently, none is selected. I'm going to click the drop down, and you see add an image file. Add an image file. So inside this blank image currently, I can add an image. So the Mercedes-Benz I just downloaded, I'm going to add it in here. I'm going to add. So this is it here. I'm going to click on open. And that is what I have there. Okay. So currently you see it is only taking half, like it's just in the middle. Okay. So, but I want it to occupy the entire space. So you see image position. I can click the drop down and I would say what? I will take it as fill. Okay, and I can move it around. Okay, I can move it around. I can do whatever I want. Okay, all right. This is just something I'm doing quickly. All right, so a quick and dirty one. But let me try another image. Let me see if it's going to be better. I have another image there. So let me try this one. Okay, just save as many images so you can test to see which one is most appropriate. Okay. Okay, this is looking nice. Okay, this is looking nice. Okay, this is fine. I think I prefer this, to be honest. All right. So once you've designed, you've done this already. Okay, what I want to do next. Okay, I'm trying to design something very similar to this. Bear in mind, So the next thing is I need a sign up. So a new user should, okay, let me design the one for an existing user first of all. All right. So let me design an existing user. First of all, let me start with existing user. So if you're an existing user, see your username, password, and sign in. That's it. Very simple. Okay. So what I'll do is I would insert, let me insert a rectangle. You see a rectangle here, very easy to work with. And I'll drag it here. So you see this box over here, you see this page over here. This person did not put any rectangle, but I want to put rectangle. Now me get a understand. You can be flexible with your designs. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be the best person, so far. Give me a second. Not sure where my screen is hanging. Give me a second. I'm not sure why my screen is hanging now. Okay. Okay, sorry, just give me a second. Let me share my screen and continue again. Why doing like this? Okay, I've gotten it. Sorry about that. Script 2, share. All right. So now, okay, so I added a rectangle here. So I just wanted to be a box. Okay, nothing serious. So I'm going to transform this rectangle. So once you click on the rectangle, everything on the right, you see properties here. You can use this property to make changes to this rectangle. So if you don't want, I don't want this blue color, obviously. Okay, I want to take out the blue color. So you see color, you see blue here. Click on that color, you would see white and you see transparent. So I want it to be transparent. So I'll click on transparent. Okay. So you see also border. I want to add a bit of border. So I'll change the color of the border to black. Okay. Okay. I could use, let me use a 3. The thickness, this over here is the thickness of the line. Okay. And over here, you can use solid, dotted, or dash, anyone. I would select dotted, but just playing around with it. So you see now, it's just a dotted box around this part here. Okay, we have a dotted box over here. Okay, so these are the things we're using to build the application. So over here, I want to put my logo, my welcome. You see over here, you see this is the logo of the company. Welcome to Lovebirds. You can put your username, your password, sign in, and so on. So let me create something like this. I think I like this. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to put in Tenalytics logo over here quickly. I'm not going to waste too much time. You see, it's even easy to learn. So you see, once you click on insert, everything is inside insert. Okay. So you see image under media, click on image. The same way we brought in this car, we bring in the same Tenalytics logo. So you see, where you have none, click the drop down. All right. So I'm going to add a new file. I'm going to look for Tenalytics logo. Okay. So logo. So I think this is a PNG file, if I'm correct. Yes, PNG. Click on OK. So that's the logo. All right. So the same way, currently it is fits. I will do it, fill it up so it is big enough. So I will have Tenalytics logo over here. Okay. And let's see how it looks like. So you see my logo is here. The same thing with what we have here. Okay. The logo is here. Welcome to Lovebird. Now I'll put welcome to Tenalytics. So I'm going to click on a text. I need a text. I want to type. Okay. So I'll see the text label. Okay, I'll click on text label. So I'll type in there. I'll type. You see the text over. You can type here. You can double click here. It doesn't matter. Anyone you want. So I'll write welcome to Tenalytics. And you see, I'm not writing any piece of code though. Nothing. No code. Zero code. Welcome to Tenalytics. I'm going to change the font. I'm going to change the font size to, let's say, 25. Okay, I'm going to make it bold, going to center align it, or maybe let me use 30. I want to make it bold. Okay, welcome to Tenalytics. Okay, fantastic. Welcome to Tenalytics. So now the key thing now for me is the username and password. So let me put in username and password. So this text over here, I've created this text. I don't need to stress myself bringing in another text. I can easily just copy and paste. I'll move it down. Okay. So this one right here, I'll change it to username. And obviously, it is very big. You don't want the username to be this big. So you might want to reduce it to maybe a 15 for a start. Let me see. All right, that's small enough. I'll probably move it to the right, to the left, I mean, so that the person knows exactly where to put it. Okay, so username is over here. Okay, so the next thing is I want to get inputs from the user. So, when once you click on this, in the real sense of it, you must be able to click inside and type inside. So when you have David Brooks, it's not text. You need to click into that box and type inside David Brooks or if you're Mena. Okay. So when you have Power Apps, you see once you click on insert, you will see text input, meaning that you want to get input from the user. All right. So text input, you click on it and you bring it down here. Okay. I'm going to move it across this way. Okay. So text input. So the default text is once you click on any login page, take for example, okay, this one does not have, okay. So normally to tell you input your email and phone number or something, this currently has it on top, email and phone number, okay, or phone number. All right. So over here, I can actually put like a suggestion, like a suggestion text, and that's what you have here. Okay, default. I can say type in your username, and it's going to be your first name. We're doing it for salespeople, so your username is your first name, and maybe your matric number. Sorry, your staff ID. Or maybe your staff ID could be your username. You could use anything. It really doesn't matter. Okay. So format is text, obviously. Okay. Font type, we are using Georgia, so I'll continue to use Georgia. The font size, I want it to be small, so I'll use 9. I just want it to be an int. Okay, nothing too big. Normal is okay, or maybe 10 actually. I'll leave it at 10. Okay. So I'll leave it at 10, maybe reduce it a bit, and leave it like this. So the person comes in, the person will see username, type in your username, first name. Okay, that's the int. So I'll copy these two and paste it below and move this one down here. And over here, I'll change this one to password. Okay. And inside the text box for this one, type in your password. Okay. And that's it. Now, another key thing we need to know is people will forget their password. People would always forget their password. So we need to add that forget password, just the same way this one has forget password over here. You see forget password. Okay, we need to put in a forget password. So let's put it for forget password. So insert, we want a button actually. So once you click on forget password, it will take you to another page where it will tell you to put in your email, your phone number, and all that. So I'm going to click on the button. So that forget password is a button. It's not a text. It's not an input. So once you click on forget password, it will take you to another page where it will ask you to put in your email. Take for example, LinkedIn. So if I click on forget password, it's going to take me to this page for me to put in my phone number. So it's a button. It's not a text. So let me put it here as a button. So it's a button I'm looking for. So you see this button here. I'm just going to put it maybe in this right corner over here, or maybe in the middle. Okay. I'll put it in the middle. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I'll make it transparent. It's not supposed to be blue or clean or anything like that. So you see this button, where you have the text, I'm going to change it to forgot password and question mark. Okay. So now the thing is text. The text color I would use, let me use like a faint red. Okay. You might want to make your own black. Okay. It doesn't matter. Like I said, you are the one designing. You'll be the one to decide. Okay. I'll use Georgia. Font size, I'll probably make it another maybe 12. Okay. All right. I'll make it italic fonts to make it look like, okay, it's italic, to Italianize it, that's how to pronounce it. All right, the blue color for this, I'm going to make it transparent so nobody sees it. All right, so you see the forget password in there. Well, there, let's say, let me put it to the side, to the other side. So it's on this side here, okay? So forget password is just by the bottom. Okay, I'm just going to move it down a little bit. Okay, so you see here, most times once you have your password, let me go to LinkedIn. Let me go back. You see this one as show, but most times you see like this eye symbol that has eye for you to click on it so you can see the password. Okay, let me add it to this, my password here. So you see this icon over here. You see this where you have insects. Just click, everything is an insect, trust me. All right, so I'll go to icons and there are quite a number of icons, but I know what I'm looking for. So I'll just, without wasting too much time, I'll just scroll down to view. I can search. I can actually search for it. So you have view. So you see view here, click on it, and you see the icon. And I can reduce it, change the color, and do all those things I need to change. So instead of show, I put my own as what? As the eye icon. Okay. So now the key button is to log in. So you see this, this sign in here is a button. So if I click on sign in, it's supposed to confirm my email password and signing in. So this sign in is a button. That's another button we need to get. Click on button, break it down here. Okay. And we can make it big, we can make it small, is your choice. Okay. This one is going to be login. Login. Okay. Sorry, that's supposed to be log. Oh, login. Color is going to be, what color should we use? Let's use the magnetic color. So let me use orange. Okay. Font color, font type, Georgia. Font login is okay. I don't think I semi-bold. It's all right. And that's it. Nothing much. I think that's pretty much okay. But this is it. Easy peasy. Designing a first page within the last what? It took me, well, I know what I wanted to do. Okay. So maybe it took me faster. But essentially, this is something you can do without building a piece, without writing a piece of code. Without writing a piece of code, we're able to design this. Okay, not only design, we can actually deploy this for the actual business case. All right. So for a salesperson now, I want to request for a new car, for one to request for a test drive, the person will come in to sign in. Now, if it's a new user, if it's an existing user, the person will put in their username and password. But if it's a new user, like a new salesperson that just joined the team, the person will need to sign up. Okay, so let's create like a sign up page, just the same way, very quickly. It won't take you too much time. A sign up page. This one doesn't have a sign up page, but you see here, you have join now. So once you click on join now, it's ask your email, password, and blah, blah, blah. So let's create our own very quickly. Okay, so insert, I'm going to take in a rectangle, move it down here. Okay, so over here, I'm going to put it here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to change the color to like a thick red. I'm going to make it transparent anyways, so that you can see the car in the background. So you see this part here, you can make it transparent. Okay, make it transparent. Okay, so I'm going to just copy the text and pasting it. So copy this one because I've adjusted it before. I don't need to be bringing it in every time. So I'll just bring it down here, double click, and I will say, are you new here? And just put, are you new here? Okay, question mark. So if you're new here, what should happen? Let's see. I'm going to change the font size to white, font color to white. That's how it looks. Okay. Font color to white, and what else? Okay, that's okay. I'll probably make this one less transparent a bit. Okay. Okay, so are you new here? That's going to be the situation. So once you have that, I'm going to copy this, paste it again, move it down because I don't have that time. Okay, so I will say sign up today to book your next client test drive. Okay, so obviously it's too big. The text is too big. So I'll reduce the text size to probably 50. Let me say 50 first of all. I would unbold it. I would make it normal. Okay, move it up a bit so that person can see it. Or maybe just leave it there. Okay. Now the person has to sign up. So I'll copy this one, paste it. I'll change the button. So this one is going to be a sign up button. So this one, move it down a bit. And this right here will be sign up. Instead of login, it will be sign up. And that's it. So I'll probably make the sign bigger, maybe the font bigger a bit, so that people will see it, maybe a 20. Okay, this one can be a 15, it doesn't matter. So this is it. So this background, I think I'll just change it back to black. I'll change it to black and reduce the font. I think this is better. I did not like that orange. That's the orange I was using. So this is just, they're just playing around with it. Not really playing around, but able to build a solution. So you see, this is the home page that we just built. This is a login page we just built in less than what? I think I started this around in less than 15-20 minutes. All right. So we can build this without writing a piece of code. Let me play it for you. See, if I click on display to preview, you see the play button here, preview the app. So let me preview it. So a user, this is what they're going to see. So you see here, I can put in my name, type in my name. If you're now, sorry. If you're now, over here, I can put in password 12345. Anyways, so if I want to make it seen or not seen, I can actually do that. Okay, during this pattern, and you see, click in here to log in. If you're a new person, you click here to sign up. And you can see when you hover around it, the color changes. You can make changes to literally everything. You can make changes to literally all the things that you see here. When you hover around the box, all the things you need to change, so on and so forth. You can make changes to it. So one last thing I'm going to do quickly, okay, is I have a sign up page here, sign up successful. So if you click on sign up, and you put in your right name, your right phone number and all that, it should take you directly to the sign up successful screen. And it's very easy for you to create a screen. All you can do is you see new screen here, click on new screen, blank screen, you've created a new screen. So if it is login successful, let's call this one, let's rename it to login successful. So this is one of the things I do. I would like to, this is one of the reasons why I do more freelancing at the moment. Go in, understand the business problem, provide solution, and that's it. So login successful. So I'll just quickly put in an image over here quickly without wasting time at all. Maybe this, I'll put in a smiley face. I think I have a smiley face. I downloaded a smiley face earlier. So I'm going to go to Power Platform. I have a Power Platform folder, smiley, and boom, and that's it. So over here, I'm just going to add a text, a very quick text. Insert a text label. And in the text label, I'm going to say login successful. Okay. All right. Font, I'm going to use probably 30. Okay. Login successful. I'm going to bolden it. Okay. And that's it. Maybe use 40, maybe use 57. Make it bigger, bold. Login successful. So now let me show you the code. When they say low code, this is what they mean. All right. So you see, when I click on login, okay, I need to be able to see once I put in my right email, my phone number, my username and password, and it's correct, and I click on login, it's supposed to take me directly to login successful. Okay, it should take me to login successful. So now let me show you how to do it. So click on the login, this button. Okay, you'll see on this part, it has so many features. that has to do with the button. So what we're looking for is on select. So once you select it, something should happen. It's a button. So once you click on that button, something should happen. So once you click on it, instead you see by default it is false. So if I play it currently and I click on it, nothing will happen because it's false. On select equals to false. You see it here? On select, sorry. On select equals to false. So I'll need to change that. So I'll change it to navigate. Navigate. All right. Navigate to where? Navigate. This is the coding I'm talking about. This is what you say. This kind of code that's the only thing you learn. Navigate to where? Navigate to which page? Login successful page. Correct. So once you put in your right email and phone, right username and password, and you log in, they take you to login successful. So basically, I'm going to say on select equals to navigate to login successful. I want the option, sorry. So login successful. So see here, login successful, close the brackets and press enter. Okay. So now let's play it. So you see this now on select equals to login successful. If I play this now and I click on login, it's going to take me to login successful. All right, that's email. But anyways, there's quite a number of things you need to bear in mind. First of all, the email, the username, and the password has to be correct in order for you to move to the login successful. All right. If you are doing the sign up, it should take you to the sign up page, okay, where you put in your email, your phone number, first name, last name, so on and so forth. But anyways, see what we're able to do today. All right. So this is exactly what I did for them. I provided the solution for them within 3 days. And I was able to design an end-to-end solution for people to book, for people to reserve, for people to track. So you're going to be using Power Apps not by itself alone. You'll be using Power Apps and Power BI together. So as somebody has booked a ride, the CEO, the CFO, and the head of department will be able to track. All right, how many cars has gone up on test drive, and how many people actually purchased the car? Do you understand? What is the expense on we taking out test drive? So before they couldn't track how much they were spending on test drive. But with this application, when somebody books, okay, everything is connected together. You have everything automated using the system. So once somebody books, once someone books, all right, Power Automate will do what? Power Automate will send the request to the end of the department. So it's everything end to end was automated. Okay, using Power Apps, Power Automate, incorporated chatbots inside. You can do anything. Literally, you can do anything with Power Platform. So when people say they don't want to learn Power Platform or they're not interested, this is what this kind of solutions you'll be building for businesses. All right, solutions you'll be building for businesses across the world, not just in Nigeria or in Africa. This one I'm talking about. My own personal experience that I'm sharing today in class is with a company based in Canada. All right, and I'm based in the UK. All right, so these are the kind of solutions you can actually build for other people. Okay, and you're not coding, zero code to build this. If you have to do the same thing using front end technologies or front end products, JavaScript and all that, even though yes, they're a bit more, they can add certain features and all that, but businesses are not key. Businesses are looking for a solution to solve immediate problems, and that's exactly what you're providing. So you see, if you are impressed with this, let me see, put a 1 in the chat if you are impressed with what we just did today. Fantastic. I have some people sleeping on me already. Don't worry. All right, Sheila is giving me a lot of 1. Okay, that's fantastic. That's good. So let's talk about the key thing now is learning the skill is enough. Okay, it's good. You learn the skill. You learn the skill. That's what most people are scared about. All right, I learned the skill today. What's the opportunity for me? You understand? Like, what's there for me? What do I need to do? What's there? After I learn this thing now today, when I get a job, you understand? I spend the next 2 months, 3 months, doing the program, internship, and all that. Will I get a job? It's a key question, I get from most people. And let's talk about that. Okay, let's talk about that. I'm going to talk about that. First of all, I'm going to talk about the program. Okay, so the program is 100% online. So regardless of anywhere you are, you're in Canada, you're in the US, you are anywhere in the world, the program is 100% online. Okay, hands-on practical. Okay, so talk and do rather than just talking alone. You talk and you practicalize. Okay, so exactly what we did in class today. You see hands-on practical session showing you how you can build solutions. And it's not just solutions, it's not just random solutions, it's solutions that within the industry, what we are using, what people have done. That's what you're going to be building also. So you can leverage your training program as a work experience. So you can tell employers you've built an application for a car company, okay, based off in Canada. You can tell them, oh, I've worked on this kind of projects, provided building a leave request form, okay, for the organization. This is a leave request application. So these experiences you have from the classes, you can use it as actual work experience because you're actually going to be building end-to-end solutions anyways. All right. Why not leverage it as, as a work experience? So that's exactly what you're going to be doing. You would have lifetime access to the materials, the videos, the recordings, the materials you use in class, the whatever applications you deployed, you're going to have lifetime access to it. You're going to be having 24 classes with 50 plus topics. So like I said, it's not just Power Apps you're going to be learning. You're going to be learning Power Apps, Power BI, Power Virtual Agents, and all other technologies that are embedded, including SQL. All right. So you're going to be doing an end-to-end, okay, solution for every business. So we have the average salary of a Power Platform consultant in the UK is £44,000. Okay, that's the average salary. You can earn higher than this. Okay. Add 6 projects to a portfolio. This 6 projects is a minimum. Okay, add a minimum of 6 projects, but you work with every technology, and every technology you will do nothing less than 2 projects on each technology that you're going to be working with. All right. 100% job feasibility. So that's exactly, I'm going to just give you a tip of the iceberg, what you can actually get in terms of opportunity and what we would expose you to. Okay. Industry relevant certification. Okay. 2 months, 3 months training plus 1 month virtual internship. 2 months training plus 1 month virtual internship. So these are the things that you're going to be working with. So the training program is for 2 months, 100% online, hands-on practical. You can use it as your work experience, so on and so forth. So now let's talk about, the 50%, okay, of the training program. So the program is 100%, obviously. Well, let's talk about the first 50%. The first 50% is the technical skill, what you need, okay, what will probably sell you better to an employer. So that's the first 50%. Introduction to Power Platform. So obviously you're new. The first time we need to introduce the Power Platform. You work with Microsoft Power Apps. So you learn Power Apps, how to build applications, how to build solutions. That's what you're going to be working with. Okay. Microsoft Power Automate, you're also going to work with that. Virtual Agent, Microsoft Power BI. You're going to work with SQL, Power Pages, and building your case and creating an action. So these are the things you're going to work with, starting from introduction all the way to building your case and creating an action. And why I said why this is here, building your case is very important, is because businesses are looking for people that are providing solution. Now, how do you build your case as a Power Platform developer to say that you don't need to develop, you don't need to go and get a software developer, you don't need to pay for an application that can build the application? How do you build your case and create an action? That's exactly what we're talking about. So, and also all through you'll be leveraging ChatGPT, okay, which is an AI technology. I tell most people, please, it's going to make your life easier working with ChatGPT, okay? Make your work, make everything easier for yourself. So we're going to be leveraging ChatGPT as a BI/Power Platform developer, okay? So you'll be leveraging AI also during the training program, okay? So, let's talk about your learning journey, okay? Your learning journey. You're going to start with introduction to Power BI, Power Platform, You're going to work with Power Apps, you'll work with Power Automate, you'll leverage Power Virtual Agent, work with Power BI, SQL, Power Pages, and you work on real life case studies, okay? So these are the things that you're going to be working on. So every program, every single every single technology you're going to be learning, you'll be building several practical case studies on each and every one of them. So like I said, it is 100% virtual. Okay, classes are on Saturdays and Sundays, and project-based studies, project-based case study. All right. So regardless of anywhere you are in the world, these are projects you'll be working on in order for you to get started. Now, we talked about the 50%, which is the technical skill. So you're going to learn the technical skills, no doubt about that. You'll be very well grounded on the technical skill. But that's just 50% of what you need to get a job. All right. And this is what the other 50% that we talk about. Okay. The other 50%. So give me a second. I'm not sure why my screen is. I'm going to reshare my screen so you can see it's better. Okay. All right. So we have on the job support down here. I'm not sure why it's not showing very well. Let me see if I can see it on my screen. It's actually not showing. All right. So the other 50%, first of all, is CV review. All right. So we're going to help you review your CV. All right. Design it and make it beautiful and, make it easy to navigate what we call ATS. All right. We have in the industry now, for years now, okay, the industry has been using what we call application tracking software, where when you apply for a job, okay, you would think that an HR person is sitting there at the other side and you get a rejection immediately. It's actually an automated system whereby if certain keywords or if your CV doesn't match what is required, you get the rejection immediately. You see that application we just built, it's an application like that. So when the application sees your CV, everything is automated. All right. And that's exactly what you'll be doing as a Power Platform developer, building automated systems like that. All right. So take your the CV review. Once it takes your CV, it runs it through keywords. If the keywords are not there, the CV doesn't match it, your experience does not match, everything doesn't match, you get rejection immediately. So that's exactly what we're going to do for you. So we're going to help you refine your CV because the skills you're learning, it's not just for local organizations within your local environment. It's not just for people in Nigeria. It's not just for organizations in Africa. It's for companies across the world. So your CV has to be of standard in order for you to land remote opportunities, full-time opportunities across the world. All right. So we're going to help you out with your CV. LinkedIn is one of the most lucrative places where you can get remote jobs. I'm going to show you some places. All right. I'm going to show you. So if you don't have an optimized LinkedIn profile, in the sense that if you don't get people messaging you at the moment, emails, they call it emails. So if you don't get emails from recruiters, my guy, your LinkedIn is not optimized. LinkedIn optimization basically is like search engine optimization. If a recruiter is looking for developer, a Power Platform developer, a Power BI developer, your LinkedIn profile should be the top rank. All right. And that's what we call search engine optimization. So if you go on Google and you click on best place to learn tech, analytics will be there because we're the best. Do you understand? So LinkedIn optimization is the same thing. So if a recruiter is looking for a place to learn, a professional to recruit, your LinkedIn profile should be there. And we do the best LinkedIn profile optimization in the industry. So we have people that have gone, we have tech experts, we have recruitment experts that work on your CV, work on your LinkedIn profile to get you what you're looking for. We also have Upwork optimization. Upwork optimization is for freelancers, okay, for people willing to go into freelancing like myself. Okay, so let me just show you quickly Upwork. I'm going to take just a few seconds on that. Upwork. I'm just going to show you, okay. So, and you'll see find work for your skill, okay. So you see, find the best freelance job, okay, and it's for you also as a Power Platform developer. So if you go there, you can work as a data analyst, you can work as a data entry specialist, you can work as a data scraper, data analyst, data cleaning. So all the things you do in Power BI, you'd also be able to do business intelligence. All right, and that's why you're doing BI developer, because you are a business intelligence developer. All right, so you'll be doing more of backend development. You'll still be building reports and all that, but you'll be more technical on the back end, and even on the front end, you building reports, Power BI dashboards, and all that. You do all that, so you can actually take on opportunities as a data analyst. Okay. Anyways, I'm beating the gun. Anyways, I'm beating the gun a bit. All right. So LinkedIn optimization, you're going to work on that. Upwork optimization. So you see on Upwork, there are quite a number of opportunities that come up across all those platforms. So your profile also has to be optimized in order for you to get those kind of opportunities. So we're going to help you out with that. Okay. I think that's what we're currently doing that at the moment. If I will share with you. Let me just quickly check. Okay. That's what we're doing at it's by 10 p.m. today, actually. So when it's 10 p.m., I'll show you the mentorship session. All right. So you see that's Upwork optimization. We're going to do that. Navigating the job market. So as a tech bro, as a tech sis, looking to transition, you're looking for, you're obviously looking for places you can put your skills to, to make more money. So how do you get these jobs? Where do I apply for jobs? I had somebody reaching out to me to say that there are no jobs in Nigeria. Where can you get jobs? But the person is not a participant. I just told the person the general places, the place I'm going to show you. Okay. I showed the person the general places, and the person was absolutely elated. Just a few, the places that all right, that I'll show you currently, where you can get actual remote jobs. Well, anyways, that's what we do for our people. We tell you how to navigate the job market. The skills you're learning is not just your immediate environment skills, it's skills, global skills. And that's why they call them global tech talent. All right, if you have the skill set. So reference and recommendation and reference letter. So these are the things that we offer for people also. So if you get a new job and they're looking for a place where you've worked, we offer recommendation and reference letter. So you don't need to be bustling and bustling now. Oh, I just got a new job. My previous place, I never worked as a Power Platform developer. How can I get reference? We will stand in for you because you've worked with us. You've worked on projects. You've worked with the internship. We would stand in for you to provide you with recommendation and reference letter. And I'll tell you for free, recruiters across the world, international firms, in the UK, Canada, Ireland, and so on, they would always ask for a recommendation and reference letter, and that's why we offer it. Okay, so it's not just, and even for masters, your majority of this organization request for, majority of these universities request for recommendation letter. So if you've never worked in tech before and you want to go and do a master's in data or something, we would also, put in a good word and back up your experience, getting you that thing that you desire. So recommendation and reference letter, we do that also. On the job and interview preparation, all right? So job and interview preparation. So once you apply for a job, international, local, whatever it is, we literally, I'm going to show you the Google Classroom. That's like a priority for us. So once you get an interview, you schedule a call and you get somebody to prepare you for the interview. All right. So you have job and interview preparation. Weekly mentorship session. All right, that's exactly what I was talking about. So they have a session today. It's every Thursday evening. It's by 10 o'clock every Thursday. It's just in the next several minutes, it's going to come up. I'm going to show you the mentorship session. So this session today is going to be on Upwork optimization and how you can make your Upwork, how you can make money basically as a freelancer, essentially. All right. So down here, you will see this box here. This box basically is talking about on-the-job support. So you get a new job, you get a job as a data analyst, as a Power Platform developer, BI developer, whatever it might be, we would work with you to get it started. Okay, we'll work with you even once you get the job. You're asking questions on what to do, how to provide solutions, we would work with you. So that's exactly what we provide. So from CV review, LinkedIn optimization, Upwork optimization, navigating the job market, recommendation and reference letter, job and interview preparation, mentorship sessions, and on-the-job support. So these are things that we render. This is the other 50% that gets you ahead of every other person. So a lot of people might want to go and say, I can learn this online. But trust me, after learning, what happens? After even trying, trust me, it's not easy to learn by yourself. And that's why we even designed a structured learning program that will take you end to end on all you need to learn in Power Platform engineering and get you started. All right, not get you just started, get you in places where you thought you could never be. All right. So once you go through the training program, you can get a job as a Power Platform developer, business intelligence analyst, systems analyst, process analyst, business analyst. Like you will do a lot of business analysis in the sense that you'll be able to gather requirements for the task. You'll be able to do analysis. You'll be able to do your gap analysis. You would have actual projects you've worked on where you'll be able to have done the process map, gap analysis, and design user flow, user journey, and so on and so forth. All right. So you do all this in business analysis in the Power Platform program, okay? And that's exactly what you've been working with. Power Platform developer, Power Apps developer, these are all jobs that I'm going to show you shortly. Process improvement analyst. So these are opportunities you can actually get into. So you're going to be working with Excel, Power Apps, Power BI, Power Virtual Agent, Power Automate, SharePoint, Dataverse, AI Builder, Microsoft, and LinkedIn. So 1 month free internship. I'm going to speak of that shortly. 6 IN projects, over 6 IN projects, job prospects for visibility, coaching and mentoring, all the things we talked about. These are things you will benefit from going through the training program. All right. The learning journey. So the learning journey for this particular course is a 3 months learning journey. 3 months, so 2 month project-based live classes, 2 weeks capstone project, and 1 month virtual internship. So 2 month project-based, like I said, for that 2 months, you'll be learning all the technologies from Power BI to Power Apps to Power Virtual Agents and all that. So using 2 months to build projects, another 2 months for capstone project. So capstone project is an end-to-end solution that would embody all the technologies that we use. So that particular project is going to embody Power Apps, Power Virtual Agents, Power BI, and all the things that you're going to learn during the training program. Okay. So the next part is a virtual instructor-led training program, where you have someone like myself or an experienced professional that will be putting you and you'll be holding your hands through the journey of becoming a Power Platform developer. Classes schedule Saturdays and Sunday. And last but not the least is join the series of recruitment arcs. So we're going to teach you how to prepare for interviews. When you're going for an interview, how do you answer a question? Take, for example, they ask you a situational based question. They ask you, okay, when have you ever built an application? Tell me about the time you built an application for an organization and tell us, what happened with that application. So how do you tell a story? There's something very simple. There's a very common one that we use. It's called the STAR technique, all right, for situational based questions. So you have the situation, okay, what led to you building an application. Now, because you've worked on projects, there's usually a business problem. Like what we did today was building, an application to solve manual request of vehicle requisition of test drive, essentially. So that's the situation. So the task you performed, the actions you took, and the results. So this result now, you're able to build a Power App application, all right, that was able to, automate the whole process, first of all. Also, analytics was embedded where you'll be able to track, how many cars went out, how many cars, what was the cost implication, so on and so forth. So those are the things that you're going to be talking about. So this particular result also, you talk about metrics like, oh, my application reduced, manual processes by over 150, 1,500 hours a week. All right, all those kind of metrics will be embedded in order for them to see that, oh, this guy's application or this growth application was impactful in the business when it worked. Okay. So that's the situation, the task, the action, and the results. Okay. So those are the things, because every project you're going to be working on, going to be real life case studies, things that have actually happened, but they will be coined for training purposes. So it's not just going to be random businesses and all that. It's going to be actual businesses, and you'll be providing solutions. So whenever they're asking you questions like that, you would draw from your training experience. Even if you've never worked as a Power Platform developer, you would have worked on projects enough to get you what you're looking for. All right. So the Growth Internship Program is a 1 month internship program, free of charge. You don't need to pay for it. You're not paying for it. So it's a 1 month internship where you get to work on more advanced projects, with the end-to-end advanced projects, working across all the Power Platform. So ranging from Power Apps to Power BI to Power Virtual Agent to Power BI and so on and so forth. So you add more experience to yourself. All right. And you can also add the internship to your CV. We don't usually tell people to add internship, but you could just specify that you are currently working with analytics. Okay. So you add 1 month on your skills. You would add over 6 projects additional to the ones you did in class. All right, project review with an expert. So we'll get somebody that is currently in the industry to also review your work, tell you how it plays in the industry. So you're not just learning in absence of what happens in the industry. You'll be learning with what happens in the industry. So project review with an expert, those are the things we're going to be talking about. So work as a freelancer, Power Platform developer, and earning dollars. Working remotely. Let me show you some places where you can work remotely, where you can get remote opportunities. First of them, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Built-in, Indeed, Upwork, Wellfound, and Remote.co. 7. So these are the 7 very popular platforms. So I'm going to show you one, Glassdoor. I'm just going to show you one. I'm going to take Glassdoor today. I've used LinkedIn in previous sessions. Built-in also, you can check it out. It's free of charge. You don't need to pay anything. I'm going to be using Glassdoor in class today. So let me just take, I'm going to search for Glassdoor. Okay. And I'm going to be looking for opportunities in the US or anywhere in the world, really. All right. Anywhere in the world. I'm going to be using Glassdoor. So now I'm going to go on jobs. So this is Glassdoor. We all have access to Glassdoor. It's free of charge. So one of the roles you can see here, I'm just going to search for BI developer. So this is one of the roles you can take on as a Power Platform. Okay, as a Power Platform developer. You can also work as a BI developer. Now, this is BI developer in the US, and I'm going to press enter. So I'm going to show you, see this. So this is now the key thing is remote. These are full-time and all that. Okay. So I only need work from home. So when you have more, you'll see work from home only. Work from home only. Click on the tick, tick the box. All right. So now it's move to work from home only. So these are all fully remote roles. So you see remote, 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 remote. And these are basically Power BI developer. So this one you can see the salary here for this is $89,000 to $119,000. All right. All right. And see exactly what they're looking for. Okay. Create visualization, projected project, repeatable self-service reports, SQL and Power BI. The program will teach you how to work with SQL and Power BI, work with Power BI, design effective BI data models. You'll do all that in the training program. So these are the things you're going to be working with. Excel for Microsoft 365. You'll get to work with Excel, Power BI, so on and so forth. So these are the things you can actually do. And these are fully remote opportunities. These were just barely 24 hours ago, just about 24 hours ago. BI developer, VO and BI developer. These are all opportunities. Now, don't let us look for BI developer. Let's look for Power Platform actually. Okay, Power Platform. Okay, so let me just look for Power Platform, press enter. So you see this. So I think I spelled something, Power Platform Services. Power Platform Consultants. Okay, so you can take, there's several ways they call this: Power Platform Consultant, Power Platform Developer. So let me look for developer. Okay, Power Platform Developer. Okay, and you can still see, the BI developer is still popping out. Power BI developer is popping out. Senior Business Intelligence Developer, Power BI developer, BI developer, Junior Power Platform developer. Power BI is like a visual developer, Power Platform developer, Power Platform developer, and these are all roles, embedded, fully remote at the moment. So, it's not just, you could also be a Power BI, you can actually also work as a Power BI developer, because you're going to be working with end-to-end, building end-to-end solutions. Okay, Power BI developer. So you see Power BI developer, Power BI developer, BI developer, BI developer, and all these are all opportunities currently you can take on. Now, if I check in built-in, I only wanted to check one, but let me just quickly check in built-in. So built-in, just go on built-in, type in built-in on your search, and you can search for keywords. So these are, you see this, these are remote opportunities in the US also. Built-in is majorly in the US. It's just for US-based companies, startups and companies in the US. So if I come here and also look for Power Platform Developer, okay. See this also, Power Platform Engineer, Star Power Platform Engineer, Power Platform Engineer, all right? Star Power Platform Engineer, Power Platform Developer, Power Platform Developer, and these are all US-based roles, all right? And they're all remote. See everything here, single one, remote, 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 remote. So see, full disclosure, we are seeking a skilled and motivated mid-level Power Platform developer to join the dynamic IT teams. And the Power Platform developer, you'll be responsible for designing, developing, implementing solutions of the Power Platform suite, Power App, Power Automate, Power BI, and Power Virtual Agents. You collaborate with cross-functional teams, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And those are the things you're going to get to work with. Okay. So these are the things that you'll learn during the training program. Jobs exist. They are not, this is just a tip of the iceberg to places you can actually apply for remote opportunities. All right. So there are 5 of them. You can take out your time, take a look at them, explore, and see how you can get remote opportunities and earn in dollars. That's exactly what we're looking at. All right. So global opportunities for tech talents. We have Canada, we have UK, we have Germany, Singapore, Australia, France, Ireland. This is just, some of them. These are like major destinations for people trying to relocate. So Canada is obviously the top of the list. We have the Canadian Global Talent Stream Program, where as a tech professional, you can actually get a job in Canada and you get relocated to Canada. It's currently the fastest way to relocate to Canada. It takes just about 2 weeks after you get a job. United Kingdom, we have Global Talent Visa. That's a very common one, especially for guys in Nigeria. You know, to get to go move into Canada, you get the Global Talent Visa and you can relocate. Germany has the Blue Card scheme. Singapore has the Tech Pass program. Australia has the Global Talent Visa. France has the French Tech Visa. And Ireland has the Critical Skills Employment Visa. So these are things that you can leverage, all right, as a tech professional in any way, you're any country, continent where you are. Even if you're in Ghana, you're in Sierra Leone, you're in Gambia, these are opportunities you can leverage as a tech professional. And this is one thing I tell most people: if a whole country is building strategies to attract tech talent, then you should know that that's where the future is. Okay, all right, and you can see it here. The tech talent shortage will swell to more than 85 million tech workers by 2030. So there's going to be a shortage of 85 million tech workers by 2030. And that's why you see the likes of Canada, US, UK, and so on trying to attract as much as possible people into the economy. So please, guys, position yourself. That's one thing I'll tell you. Seriously position yourself. All right. So that's if you want to relocate. All right. Well, if you're not trying to relocate, you can just get for the remote opportunities and you're good to go. So the training program is going to be starting on the 5th of August, 2023. The fee is £400, 320,000 naira. Okay, that's if you're paying in naira. You can also pay in 2 installments and all that. So the training program is on the 5th of August, starting on the 5th of August. That is next week, Saturday. So, this is the last masterclass we're going to be doing for the program, okay? And we are running a discount, okay, to get more people to register, okay? So we're looking for only the first 20 people to register for the program. We're looking for the first 20 people to register for the program. So now, there's a discount. Rather than you paying £400, you can actually pay £300. You can pay £300 and you can pay it in 2 installments. All right. So the £300 you can pay in 2 installments of £200 and £100. Okay. And if you're paying in naira, you can pay 270,000 naira in 2 installments. So rather than you paying 320, you can pay 270, also in 2 installments of 180 and 90,000 naira. So these are the ways you can actually, make payments. And please bear in mind, it's only available for the first 20 people to register. Okay. So once you make your first payment now, okay, you will need to make the second payment 1 month into the program. So you don't need to stress yourself. Okay. So once you make payments, it's not like the next week you need to make the balance. You have to wait 1 month. So once you get salary again, or once your another stream of income comes in, you can balance the payment. So that's exactly what is required. So this is only available for the first 20 people. And trust me, guys, there is a lot of opportunities in learning Power Platform. Okay. And that's one of the reasons why I currently work freelance, because from my experience, and like I said, I started using this started using it last year. All right. And I've used it across different organizations here in the UK and so on. So, anyways, that's just about me. But anyways, there are still tons that I showed you remote opportunities in the US and across the world. For Glassdoor, you can actually, I wonder why, let me just quickly, I closed the page actually. So for Glassdoor, you can actually specify where you want to go, where your recruitment, where you want to look for jobs. So it's not necessary it has to be in the US. You can actually look for jobs in Australia. You can look for jobs in Canada, in Germany, France, and so on. So remote opportunities plenty everywhere. It's not only places in the US. But if you look more, US has a lot of opportunities, no doubt about that. So please, if you want to register, it's only available. This discount is only available for the first 20 people. Now, because the class is starting on the 5th, which is next week Saturday, we're a bit strict on the deadline to get people prepared for the class. All right, so the deadline for payment is going to be on Saturday, which is the 29th, this Saturday. So this Saturday is going to be the deadline for payment. Okay, so if you're looking to start this class next week Saturday, all right, we want to prepare people for the class. So ensure that people that have registered for the class are well onboarded, they have all the materials, they have all the application downloaded and installed for the class in order for before the class starts. So please be the part of the first 20 people to register, and and let's get started. Yes, 100%. So somebody's asking a very good question. Are you sure you're going to work with us during the job interview? Because I heard that many times the same thing happens with when I did a training in auditing. So let me show you something. Because obviously, people have had bad experience, and I understand, people coming up with those kind of questions. That's why I would like to show people this. So I'm going to show you the Google Classroom. Okay, just give me a second. You'll see all the programs. These are all the programs. Anyways, this is how the platform looks like, where you have all your materials. So currently, because I'm managing quite a number of programs, you see all the programs in there. Anyways, so anyway, I'm going to just show you a random program. Let's say let me just say the data business analysis. You would see when you go to the classwork, you'll see schedule your interview. All right. And this is a link for you to schedule your interview. So every single court has that schedule your interview. So that's like priority, everything. So you see Upwork optimization was posted 7th, but it was posted on this 14th of July. Right? We edit it once in a while when every new month and so on and so forth. Okay. So once the timeline exceeds, we reschedule a new one so that people can always book in. So there are always opportunities for you to book. So let me check Power Platform Engineering. This is the July cohort. You see it here. Interview prep, book an interview. So you can see you can always schedule interviews. So whenever you have an interview, you say this is the first way. It's not like you're running out of Scout to find out who is going to interview you or who is going to prepare you for the interview. You can easily just book your interview and we can have access to it. So this is the classroom. This is the Power Platform. This is the July cohort. Guys are started already. All right. So you see, you have the skills assessment session where you do your onboarding process and all that. And this is the reasons why we want to get started in time in order for us to get people prepared for the session. So please ensure the deadline, like I said, is on Saturday. So these are the classroom. You see, go through Power Apps is the first thing you work with. I'm going to walk you through what you do in class. All right. Let me just fast forward a little bit so you can see what we did in the first class, so on and so forth. So you see all the classes are recorded. Everything is recorded. You have access to the recording, to the materials, and so on. So let me just go to some other class. So let's see this particular case study. All right. So this is one of the case studies that they worked on. So you're also going to be working with because you're going to be building an application, a solution for the business. You would work with what we call the software development lifecycle. So before you build a solution, before you build a software that will be used or be deployed within the business, it has a lifecycle within your business. All right. So you're going to be going through the planning, requirement, gathering stage, design, implementation, testing, and deployment. You're going to discuss that, and you're going to be using all these metrics within building solution. So today we looked at, so for today we looked at the process map, we looked at user flow, we also looked at the gap analysis. But for the program, you're going to be working with end-to-end solutions with SDLC, which is a software development lifecycle. So you're going to be working with this. You can see the process map, you can see user flow diagram. You're also going to be doing wireframing, because before you build the application that we built today, normally you should wireframe it first. At least just have a thought out of how it should look like. So you see, wireframe is the process of creating a basic feature representation or blueprint. So you see in our user journey, in our user flow, you see where you start in the login page, the startup page, how should it look like, and so on. That's what you call wireframe. So we didn't do that today because obviously it's just a 1 hour, 2 hour session. So you can see this is what you're going to be building solutions like this, okay? And wireframing help desk solution for PowerTech. So you see PowerTech is a leading technology company that specializes in providing innovative solutions for businesses across industries. All right, so what's the business problem basically, okay? The existing process of submitting support tickets via email or phone calls leads to delay, miscommunication, and lack of transparency. So this is the problem that most of us have with our organization. So if you want to book for support, you have issues with your laptop, you have issues with your mobile internet, whatever it is, all right, you have to send an email. Now, how do you track the email? So basically, they're looking for a Power Platform developer that will build a solution to help them, with this. And that's exactly what you're going to be working on. All right, that's what you'll be building. So you can see the user flow for this particular one. So you have the home screen, you log in, all right. You have the about screen, you have the login details. So on, basically designing, these are the things you're going to be working in class, designing end-to-end solutions for the business. All right. So, like I said, it's only available for the first 20 people to register. Okay, this can be available for only the first 20 people to register. And we're going to be doing that. So it ends in the deadline is Saturday, the 29th. So okay, today is Thursday actually. So let me see. I can tell you it's going to be very tight. Okay, it's going to be very, very tight. But anyways, you can always reach out to us. All right. Please, if you have to wait till Sunday, we can actually extend to Sunday. I think we can. I think because I was actually thinking in my head that today is Wednesday, so we'll make it 30th, the 30th. So somebody sent me a message. Okay, I'll make it the 30th. So please ensure that you make your payment. So let me take some questions in the chat. I've taken Bukola's question. Bukola, I hope you're okay with your question. Okay. We're going to support you, interview preparation, and all the things you need 100%. All right. So, do you have any other time for classes? The start of the class 11 p.m. West African time, and it's 4 a.m. for us to hand it down. For this particular cohort, we don't have time for guys in Canada just yet, unfortunately. It's something that we're working on, but we are still working on it. We don't have evening time, we don't have evening classes for the guys in Canada just yet, anyways. Okay, but once we do, we'll definitely keep you in touch. All right. So is there going to be another cohort in September? This weekend is too close to make payments for me. I can make payments for the next cohort. Yeah, sure, 100%. You can make cohorts. We have the program running every month. So you can actually start in September, 100%. You can actually look at starting in September. So, but obviously, if you want to still make payments, if you feel you can make meet up the 5th of August, please send me a message or send the team a message. We would work something else for you. All right. Please, when is the next batch in August? So the next batch is going to be the first Saturday in September. So we have another program starting on the first week in September, first Saturday in September, which will be the 2nd of September. All right. So if you're looking to start in September, 2nd of September is when the program is going to be starting. So a lot of people are looking at, okay. Okay, so some of the, let's say, is there any quarter September? Okay, we have some of our people on the call trying to get to show us their project. So I thought that do you want to just take over for that quickly? So we have about 2 people that want to showcase their products, their projects in class. All right, so we have Balikis. Balikis, do you want to go ahead? Balikis.
Good evening, Femina. Can you hear me, please?
Good evening. Yeah, we would like to see you though.
Okay, just hold on a moment, please.
Okay, all right.
Can you see me now?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just gonna add
Okay.
the spotlight so everyone can see you. All right, so I'll stop sharing. You want to share your
Thank
screen
you.
or how do you want to go about it?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll go ahead and share my screen.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Balkis. I happen to be one of the students of Analytics. I just completed my Power Platform development program. I'm currently into the internship phase. So I'm going to go ahead to share my screen to show you one of the projects that I did during the course. Just hold on a moment, please. Okay, can you see my screen, please?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, I didn't get that. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right then. Okay, so let me show you what this is going to entail. So this is Power Apps. We created an app for loan application. So that was actually incited by the current situation in Nigeria. I think it's a general thing. Inflation is everywhere in every country. So that was one of the forces behind it. We wanted to ease the inflation for citizens. So we created a quick app in which you can apply for loans in order to elevate your situation at that current time. So it will be done on your phone, on your tablet, or on your system. So I created Phoebe Loan app. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how it works. So if I explained earlier how you can put logos, you see my logo, you see the name of the app that I created, Phoebe Loan app. So this is me, that's my name, Balkis Ali. Is updated real time. You can check it out on LinkedIn too. So this is what it looks like. If I click on this click to apply button, it takes me to the application form. So this is the continuous one of what he was trying to explain to you earlier. I saw someone put down in the chat box that you show us a live application that you created with Power Apps. So this is an example of that. So all you need to do for this kind of application is fill in all the details. Just like you said, you need to fill them in correctly. So because this is just a demo that I'm actually trying to show you guys. But you would notice something on the screen that you have some particular aspect of it asterisk. Those parts that actually asterisk are compulsory aspects. So what this does is that if you don't fill in those aspects, the form would not be submitted. So you need to fill in all those asterisk aspects. Those are the compulsory one of it. So I'm going to go ahead to try to show you what it looks like. So I have here. Okay, that's the name. First name. So you realize I'm trying to fill in all the ones with the asterisk. Okay. Let me see. So the amount of the loan that I'm requiring, the date in which I'm applying for that loan. Let's pick today's date. The account balance I actually have with the Phoebe organization. Let me see. You see, I have 3,000. I'm allowed to take double of that. So my payment period, how long do I want to pay this money back? I'm going to go ahead and pick a year. Then how much do I want to be paying per month? So if I'm going to be taking 4,000, how much do I think is convenient to be paying back per month? Let's see, 300. 250. Okay. Then how much do I normally save? in my account. I see 200. So totally, how much are they supposed to deduct from me at the end of the month? You're going to have that to be 550. Then I'm going to put my bank name. Okay, put in my account details. Sort code. The name of the organization that I work for. These are the requirements that they actually need before they can go ahead to list the loan to you. So let's see. The PLC or department. Big IT. Okay. Mutual employment permanent staff. My position junior level. Okay. So how long have I been with my current employer? Let's say I just started in July on the 3rd. Okay, so I filled in all the requirements stage. So I need to assign this to a particular manager so that this can be taken care of. I go ahead and then I submit. Now, please just hold on a moment. I'm guessing that's a network issue. Okay, let me see. I probably missed out. Yeah, I missed this part. Okay, so date of application. This. Let me see, did I miss any other one? So because I didn't fill that correctly, the form is actually not submitting. Okay. I think that's fine now. Yes. So you can see this was successfully submitted. So this has been linked, like I explained to you earlier. So that submit button has actually been linked to the successful screen. So once that has happened, I go back to my home page. So there are two options, just like there are various aspects of Power Platform. This is the Power Apps. You can use either the Power Apps option to approve this loan, or you can use the Power Automate, which is actually attached to an email address, usually an Outlook, to approve the loan. So if I use the manual process, I can show you that on Power Apps. So let's see. So this is the one I just filled now. You will see that the option is stating pending. So if I click on it, this is the approval gallery screen. So this is the approval gallery screen is only meant for the manager that's going to approve this loan. So you realize that all the details that I actually have, all the details are filled before, you can see them populated here. So I go to my manager, I change it, I click approve, and then I submit. So if we come back here, you can see it's Mr. EB Almost loan has been approved. So that is one way to go about it. You can go back. I'll go to my home page. So I'm going to show you another option. Hold on a moment.
I'm sorry, Adikis. Just
Yes, please.
it's just because it's a night session on the Thursday. We might not be able to go.
Okay.
Yeah. So I appreciate you taking out time on this weekend, but it's just
Thank you.
just because of the time. That's why. But
Okay.
honestly, I think
Okay,
just share
that's
your
fine.
experience with the program and what you think about it so far. So
It's been very educating, and Tenalytics has been very supportive. Just like they explained to you, aside them taking you through the course itself, they would also help with LinkedIn optimization, your interview, their mentorship program, which are very educative. I can assure you, I've actually tried 2 separate internationally recognized certifications, and this is the first one that have taken their time to go out of the box after the course taking, to do other things to ensure that you land a job at the end of it. So kudos to Tenalytics. Thank you very much for that. They guide you through all steps of the way, and the facilitators are fantastic. They are patient, understanding. They ensure it's hands-on. So they ensure everyone gets it correctly. You share your screen, they view with the seeds that you're following step by step, and then you're able to understand and you're able to apply to. So it's actually very, very, it's a new experience, and I think that should should be a very big kudos to Analytics. So thank you very much.
Appreciate that, Keys. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for taking our time on a
Yeah, no
Thursday.
problem.
Yeah, appreciate
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right then. Thanks. Bye.
Bye, thank you. Let me just call on Ola. Ola, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, we have powerful women in the house today. So yeah, Bola, we would like to see you though.
My
Is-
internet is a bit shaky, so I'm scared that if I put on my video, it might just go off.
Okay, no, it's fine. It's all right. Yeah, I think we can
Yeah.
just hear from you then. Yeah.
Okay. Screen. Yeah, I hope you can see my screen now.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is an app we built for an IT support customer. They had an issue in terms of whenever their employee sends them tickets in terms of issues regarding IT support, they end up having it all modded up. Excuse me, and they can't track where it is, whether it's been solved or it's still pending. So we worked on this app to help them to optimize their processes. So basically, this is the login screen, or rather, this is the home page. So you can log in either as a manager or an IT staff or just any other person, maybe an employee. So when you click on login, takes you to the home, to the login screen. You can log in. So I'll log in as a manager first. So it takes into the dashboard. So from the manager's point of view, you can see how many tickets were submitted, how many is in progress, how many is solved, how many has escalated. And it also has some visual to see how everything is being worked on. It also shows the manager who is working on any particular ticket. So from this dashboard, I can go to the tickets to see the details of the ticket. So I can see who is there. It gives me the breakdown of what is on the dashboard. Then from the manager's point of view, we can actually assign any of the IT to work on a particular ticket. Maybe Paul wasn't doing well, it can change from Paul to Deborah. And when we go back, you can see that Paul has changed to Deborah here. So it moved from submitted to in progress. And that's the manager's view. So I can log out and quickly show you the IT agent view. So this is the IT agent view. So these are the IT agents that are available to work on any ticket that has been raised. So from the IT agent view, we can go to the IT agent views tickets. So as an IT agent, you can actually change your status to either submitted, in progress, or resolved or solved. So there was a ticket that was submitted and I'm already working on it as an IT agent. I can show that the status has moved from in progress. So that means it moves from submitted to in progress. So, and this same thing will be seen by the manager to see the progress of the IT agents on the work. So I can also log out and quickly show you an employee raising the tickets. Or rather, a new user. So the sign up was successful, so I can now log in as an employee. I can raise a ticket. So I raise the ticket down. So I can search for my ticket here. So this is my ticket here. So basically, this is how this works. So we can link this to Power Automate, but right now we are still on Power App. So this is basically what the whole process or what the whole app is all about. Can you see
All
me?
right. Yeah, I
Okay.
can hear you perfectly. Thank you very much. This is an IT support application. Absolutely fantastic. Thanks a lot for taking our time. Bola, thanks a lot for this. Really appreciate you big time. So you can see these are the kind of applications you're going to be building. You can see the real life scenarios they're using the applications to solve. Essentially, that's exactly what you'll be working on. All right. So Bola, thanks a lot. Thank you for coming around and showcasing your project to people on call. Really appreciate you. Thanks a lot. Okay. All right. So I will just take out the next couple of minutes to answer some questions. If you have any questions, let's see some questions on the chat. Okay. It's about 2.5 hours. Yeah, I actually wanted to just do 2 hours, but we've taken over 2.5 hours. So Sadiq, yes, we're going to be wrapping up soon. So yes, guys, we have you'll get access to the testimonials. Please ensure you go through the testimonials. We have quite a number of people getting jobs across the world, across the UK, US, and so on and so forth. All right. So we have testimonials, get people getting jobs with the NHS here in the UK, people getting jobs with Jaguar, people getting jobs with, top firms here in the UK, and US, and so on. All right. So Nate also got a job in the US, and this is one of the most recent times. Okay. Amaka also got a job in the UK, NHS also. Datola also got a job as a business analyst, okay, with one of the top firms here in the UK. And you can see all the messages. You can see another person got a job with the NHS. So their jobs, honestly speaking, and these are the things that we pride ourselves about, not just not just full-time, also fully remote jobs across the world. Okay. And I showed you some of the sites. You can, once you have a free time, go back, look at the sites. The key thing for us is you not just learning the skill, or using that skill to get a job. That's like a key thing for us. So we're going to be providing you with so many opportunities where you can actually apply for a job, get the job, and work fully remote. So please, somebody's asking if the discount applies in September. I can't guarantee that. Okay, you can pay now, secure your position for September, but I'm not sure if it's going to be the same situation as September. All right, so that's the only downside to it. I wanted to raise more data than this, but it seems this is catching my attention. All right, so even with the program, you can work as a data analyst. So you're going to be learning Power BI. You're going to learn how to work with Excel, not extensively, but you've been working with Power BI, you've been working with building solutions. You'll literally be a solutions provider with the Power Platform. Okay, so please ensure you take part in this training program and be part of the first 20 people. Like I said, the deadline for this is going to be on Sunday. So be part of the first 20 people, or just ensure you meet up with the deadline of Sunday. All right. So looking forward to joining you. Do I have anybody that wants to ask any question? If you want to raise up your hand to ask any question, please, you can put your hand up and I'll take a few questions before we call it a day. Anybody? All right, so I'm just going to allow you to unmute yourself. Charles, you can unmute yourself, and let's take it on from there.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much for this eye-opening session. Just like one of the participants said, I actually was going for the data analytics class. I didn't know I clicked on this Power Platform class. So I was like, okay, what's this about? Let me just hold on and see. And since then I've been hooked. But my question is this. I work weekends and I would have loved to start to at least to take this program, even not this next month, at least September. Would you be able to have a cohort where you'll be able to do evening classes, maybe like from 5 or 6 p.m.? I'm sure that time too will be good for people in Canada.
Yes, 100%. It's something we're currently working on. In terms of capacity, we don't currently have the capacity to do morning and evening sessions at the moment. And that's the reason why we're just doing morning session. But maybe from the September cohort, we would be doing evening sessions, okay, where it will be more it will be more a bit more convenient for guys in Canada, the guys in the US, for them to join the evening session also. We'll look at sometimes, for next month, but for this month, it's just going to be the morning session. Okay. So Charles, is that okay with you?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll be on the lookout for that.
Okay. All right, fantastic. All right. Yes, I think I also have answered that question. The time for the classes is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. But what we can do is we can actually, okay, anyways, we'll walk around it for the next cohorts, okay? We'll walk around it for the next cohorts. That's for the evening classes. All right, any other question? Zante, you can go ahead. Zante, are you there? Okay, Zante just unmuted himself. All right, if you have any question, I'll use the next 5 minutes to answer questions and we can call it a day. Well, anyways, you're going to be working with building very, very wonderful. Imagine you building this kind of application without writing a piece of code. This is what we did today. All right. Imagine writing this piece of code, doing this without writing a piece of code. All right. That's really where we're going into. And it's going to get to a time that majority of these applications you're going to be building are going to be what we call low code or no code. So you can just actually Google it, low code / no code. Okay. And that's exactly. So you see low code, no code, a method of designing and developing application using intuitive drag and drop tools. So you see SAP is already building theirs also. So these are technologies across the world. And this is why I tell you that's the first thing I said during the training program. People are actually sleeping on this career path. All right. And people are cashing out big time. So those are the things I'd like to, I'd like to show as a point of contact before we, FO, yeah, we can make arrangement for that. Just send a message to, if you're on the WhatsApp group, send a message to any of the admin, okay? And we can work around that, okay? We can work around that. All right, so this reminds me of CMS like Joomla and WordPress. This is not template. You're building it from scratch. So with WordPress, you have a template that you can modify. With this, you're building from scratch. So FO, send a message to any of the admin, request that you want to speak with me, and they'll send you my number. Then we can chat about how we can work together. All right. So that's okay. Please, can you show some more freelance apps, not just freelance, remote opportunities. But what I would say, if you want to know more about the remote opportunity, how to get remote jobs and all that. So what I could say is, let me just show you. You can go to our YouTube channel. So just go to our YouTube channel. Okay, I'm going to put the link in the chat so for you to have access to. All right, so just go to our YouTube channel. I'm just going to go to the YouTube channel. Okay. So once you go to Tenalytics, search for Tenalytics. All right, we had a session last week on how to access web application, how to get remote opportunities, remote jobs. So I'm going to go to videos and it's literally there. Okay. Let's get started. We have a lot of sessions. How to move from a tier 4 to tier 2 visa. Okay. So in this particular session, I also covered how to get remote opportunity, how to get remote jobs. So you can see flex jobs. So flex jobs is not even part of the ones I spoke about. So once you click on the link, just come straight to, you see it here, top side to get remote jobs. So you see, I talked about LinkedIn built-in. So I literally I walked people through how they can use this platform to get remote jobs. So I'm going to post a link to the video in the cards. Please, guys, watch it and just come straight to 1 minute and I think 1 hour, 12 minutes. Okay, and you can start from there. I think that's pretty much okay. I'm not sending it to one person. I'm going to send it to everyone. Or you can just check out on LinkedIn. I said LinkedIn on YouTube. Just check out, go on YouTube, search, and you get access to it. All right. Thank you very much. I don't want to take too much of your time today. I hope you guys have learned something new today. Please, if you've learned something new today, unmute yourself and say yes and say thank, just let me just hear from you.
Yes, we learned a lot.
All right, fantastic.
Yes,
Fantastic.
thank you.
Yes, thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
that.
you.
Appreciate
we learned a
that.
lot.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you
learned
very
a lot
much.
too as
Thank
well.
you.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. You're far too
God
kind.
bless you.
Learn so
Thank
much.
you.
Learn so much, bro.
Fan to can. Okay, thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone. Thank you very much, everyone. This is where we're going to draw the curtain. Please ensure you're part of the first 20 people to make payments for the program. The deadline is on Sunday. If you want to get registered for the program, let's start working together. We just have August, September, October, November, December, 5 months to the end of the year. You can actually make a significant difference before the end of the year. All right, so I'm looking to work with you, everyone that is willing to get started. If you have further questions, ensure you're on the WhatsApp group and request to speak with Ifemena or myself, that's me. All right, and we can jump on a one-on-one call to talk and see how we can work together. All right, so the recording is going to be provided to you that stay to the end of the session. You get the recording either on the WhatsApp group or your email. Check your spam, you will definitely get the recording. So try your hands on it. If you're able to build yours, okay, please tag me on LinkedIn. Post it and tag me on LinkedIn. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Have a wonderful evening and have a good night. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, good night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. All right.
Good
Cheers.
night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone. Yeah.
Good
Cheers.
night.
Well, then they can make